Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Talk Scottish Football. We're back with the second edition of Talk Scottish Football Live. You know the shindig. If you were here last week, if you weren't here last week, then welcome to the show. It's pretty straightforward. David, as you said last week, we do exactly as it says on the tin. We're here to talk about the games today from 3 o'clock in the Scottish Premiership. As always, joined by Big Dave up in the top right-hand corner and our special guest down below. Nice to see you, Mr. Sharpdiv. How you doing, my man?
Doing all right, mate. Looking forward to this.
Be good.
The show. He's our most appeared guest now.
I know you're up there. You're up there above the likes of Derek Gray, Tam Cowan, Peter Martin. You know, you're high esteem.
Get us on the payroll, man. Get us on the payroll, boys.
We need to get on the payroll first. We're still waiting to get ourselves some cash. But everybody who's logging into the stream and that, I know, thanks very much for coming along. We've got half an hour, just about 25 minutes until kick-off. We're going to have David talking about St Mirren Hamilton, I believe you've got.
Yeah, so Hamilton at home to St Mirren, which should be an interesting game. And
then, Dev, you'll be covering Kilmarnock St Johnstone. What do you think about that?
Well, they're neck and neck in the table, aren't they? Kilmarnock yet to win, St Johnstone yet to win as well. But if I was to say a team who's probably performed a wee bit better so far, it would be Kilmarnock. Do you know, with Chris Barton, he's on fire at the moment, isn't he?
Oh, he's a player and a half. And then I've got the very lucky, the pleasure, you could say, of watching Dundee United and forgot who they're playing now. Ross County,
you class.
Ross County, there we go. It's such a mind, you know, you do so much talking, things just forget to come out, and oh god, it's a hard gig, you know, hosting this. David just sits up there, like he's doing on the phone, putting up some promotion tweets, and I'm sitting here trying to host the whole shindig, ain't I? No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But we've got a wee bit of talking today. There's a lot of stuff to actually cover, because on the channel we've not had the chance to do a podcast the last week or so, and people have been asking and looking for podcasts. They will be back as soon as David gets away if he escapes the job and gets back down here and all the rest of it. It'll be back to normal. So that's why we're doing these live shows. So we've missed a couple of key issues. The first one we're going to talk about, ball and golly. I'm sure, Dave, you've been very vocal on it to me. You've let your feelings be known. Div, I'm sure you're very interested though what's happened with Celtic, ball and golly. I'm sure you'll be pleased to see Celtic's games have been postponed. What's your thinking as a Rangers fan? What was your initial reaction when it all happened?
I just couldn't believe it. Straight after Aberdeen as well, like something like this happens, and for him to go to Spain, no tell the club, come back and put all his teammates and stuff like that in jeopardy, and the Kilmarnock team like at jeopardy as well with him coming on the park. I think that made it even worse, didn't it? The fact that he appeared, and it's just a shambles. It's embarrassing for people looking. It's embarrassing for Scottish football. Never mind people looking in. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's something we didn't need up here. So hopefully, no more of this at any club, and hopefully he's dealt with as well as the Aberdeen players.
I know it's embarrassing due to the fact, you've seen countries like Germany, Spain, England, they resumed their football and it all went so smoothly, they had no big issues like this. Then we're 1 week in and you've got this clown flying out to Spain and you've got Aberdeen doing what they've done as well. It's ridiculous, and it's one of the things that you can only say to yourself, only up here. That's the only place it could happen, up here. It's just typical Scottish football. Dave, you've been quiet up my top right hand side. What have you been thinking about the last week or so?
It's been absolutely mad, just like, I think there's so many crazy thoughts that have gone through my head about the whole thing. I think I'm surprised that he's still at Celtic. I thought he would have gone already. I don't think he'll survive the transfer window because, Neil Lennon obviously seems fuming. I think there was a lot of people who were questioning whether or not did Celtic really not know, or did they just say they didn't know? Did they get caught out? No one will know, I suppose. But ultimately, he has let down absolutely everyone. And the real danger is, and we said this about the Aberdeen players, a mate of mine who's an Aberdeen fan said that, they're humans, they're allowed to go for a pint. No, that's not the case at all. They've got a specific responsibility, not just to like themselves and their teammates, the entire league, it's massive. We've been clamouring for football to come back, and like in England we had the odd incident, like a player got a haircut and everyone was like, oh my god, he's breaking lockdown rules. Like we are 2 weeks into the season and we're like one more incident away, and this is the mad thing, we're genuinely one more incident away from the football being off again. And there are clubs that wouldn't be able to cope with that, staff who would lose their jobs, and it's absolutely maddening, especially when we are sitting here like at home. We can't go and watch our teams and stuff, and
it's
we're
not
not in
just
this fortunate position.
it's not just the top league as well, David. I know it's the other teams down below whose seasons are yet to resume. And if there's like further postponements, how long can they go? How long can they continue to go on? It's obviously already financially hitting on the clubs, and that's obviously something that guys like Bolingoli did not think about before he made this decision.
I just don't get it. It's a completely selfish thing to do. I just...
Ryan has frozen.
Ryan is frozen. Brilliant.
Ryan has frozen.
I've given my reaction to the whole thing. I don't know what happened there. Just talking, I cut it.
You totally froze there.
Everybody just
Wi-Fi.
Everybody just rendered for me, as I was about to say. But I've had my say on YouTube now, but it's just complete. I don't. Why has he decided? You know what? See, for a day, we're going to Spain. You know, when he must
have a bird over there, right?
Oh God, there must be. There's got to be a full-on story behind this. Now I hear it all. And the other thing that was baffling to me as well. Do you see the front page of the Record?
So front page. What's the story of that?
Aye, who took the photo? How long to have the photo? Exactly. What is happening there? Like, that's part of me thinks Bolly and Celtic must have known that photo had been taken. Right, they must have known, and that is why they've came out and dealt with it before the media came out and went, oh, by the way, look what happened here. He was off to Spain. Like, imagine that photo came out without Celtic releasing a statement or saying something. You know, just imagine that. Imagine it would be a completely different situation we find ourselves in if that was the case. It's really weird, completely selfish. Hopefully he is off soon. Apparently he is away on loan to France. So hopefully that gets done the other line. I don't want to see him in a Celtic shirt again.
What if it was Austin Edward?
I know a lot of people are saying that it's the same thing. You know, you've got to treat them all as equals, haven't you? You've got to take the same approach to every single one. As much as I love Edouard, completely Edouard is the same thing. If Edouard went over, Spain 2 days, 3 days, 1 day, whatever long you like, and done the exact same thing, came back, played in the park, putting the league at jeopardy, putting other people's livelihoods and families and everything else at risk. It's the same approach you've got to take. I'm not just targeting Bolingoli. I couldn't care if it was Edouard or the new keeper or anybody. Like that is a completely selfish thing to do. And hopefully it does get, apparently the SFA, is it the SFA? You Aberdeen and Celtic are now being taken to action. There's going to be a charge or some form.
I don't know. It's kind of SFA, SPFL in it that have to deal with.
Aberdeen have dished out fines in-house. Like they say, they've dished out pretty hefty fines. I thought Derek McInnes' interview was really telling. I mean, talk about a guy who just seemed absolutely, infuriated by the entire situation. And Neil Lennon was much the same. But yeah, it's just absolutely crazy. So much of the decisions that the SPFL and the SFA have made no sense throughout the whole process since we went into lockdown. So in terms of how they'll discipline the clubs, I literally have no idea. I wanted to just a comment there. I think Callum put it in the comments. The Hearts situation. What are we making to that? That is the biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard in my life. The fact that Hull City can be training in Edinburgh just now, the Hearts aren't allowed to, just is baffling. And I think someone said that I would welcome it because obviously Hearts are in the same league. I mean, the fact that Hearts are training just now and I'm filming on holiday, I don't really care. The whole lack of logic and reasoning for so many of these decisions is why the game in Scotland is seen as a laughingstock to so many, because those at the top are just miles off it. That Hearts thing is just mad.
Talk about kicking a club when they're down in it. Hearts must feel dreadful. I think they're and Budge is putting up the money for them to put in the right precautions with COVID. Therefore, I think they should be able to train. I mean, they've got a Scottish Cup semi-final coming up versus Hibs. Yeah. Hibs are flying. Probably nobody's giving them a chance anyway, but now that they're not allowed to train, they're going to get into this game so far behind Hibs, it's unbelievable, and it could be embarrassing. It's a shambles.
Nah, you do question what's happening. You've got to question what's happening at the top console up here. It's just an absolute shambles. That's the word. It's just an absolute shambles. So many decisions that hold us back from being somewhere else we could probably be. We could probably move forward as a footballing nation, probably have a more entertaining league, but people at the top do hold us back. But anyway, enough talking about what's happened throughout the week. Happening today, we'll move on to now. Of course, we've had a few games. One thing I actually like to touch on, we've got a guest on the show, and I feel it's only right to ask. Div, what do you think of Rangers' start to the season then? You've done no bad. Good wee start over there.
Really impressed, mate, and Rangers are still to go through the gears. I still think that they're only in second gear. and they're disposing of teams quite handedly, and also keeping clean sheets, which is good. It's good to see, and it'll be good if we can continue that versus Livingston tomorrow. I think it will be a hard game versus them due to the kind of good result away at Motherwell. Although Motherwell are struggling, it's still a decent result. It's a positive result to go into the Rangers game way. So it'll be interesting to see if we can continue that form and go through the gears a wee bit more. In recent memory versus Livingston, we've been brand new away from home. We've been all right versus them. Yeah, it's a hard game, but Rangers have handled it. And we Morelos was a game over there, so I'm confident. I'm confident getting into that game as well.
One thing that I completely forgot about this season, we were actually bringing this up yesterday, so I was on the way. We have a wee story on this show, didn't we, Dave? Last week we had a few good stories talking about stuff.
Tell you what, actually, quickly on that, Ryan, quickly, one of my mates came and said that his highlight of last week's programme was the crisps segment. Was that
his favourite segment? That was just absolutely anywhere. That's just genius on my part. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But I was on the way to the pub yesterday, club in hand, window down in the car, radio blaring. But one thing that got pointed out to me that I completely forgot about was that there's no winter break this year. I mean, surely, I don't know what your thoughts are on it, David, but I would be, or Div even, it's just mad. Like, for me, I just keep forgetting Rangers. You must love that. They winter break, because the last 2 years, you know how much it's affected Rangers coming back, and now this year, none of it. I mean, starting the season well, no winter break, the confidence, sadly, must be up on your side a wee bit more than usual.
I think Rangers are a team that can play every 3-4 days, and they've showed that in the first 6 months of last season. And when they were gave that break, they came back and they just came back complacent. So was it the winter break? Was it that they weren't good enough yet? I don't know. I think the winter break's probably easy to blame, but I also think Rangers are at their best when they are playing Thursday, Sunday. So I think it's obviously the right thing to do with the league situation and COVID and the pandemic. But it'll be interesting to see where they fit in all these other fixtures as well if postponements continue to happen. So that's why it's imperative as well that we no more. That's it. They've had their lives and there can't be any more.
Well, that's the thing. Celtic are going to have if Celtic get through to the cup final and the Champions League, they'll have 4 games in hand by the turn of the year. Which, I mean, I think Rangers could be 11 points clear by the time Celtic play again. Is that, man? Did I hear that correctly?
If Rangers beat Livingston tomorrow and then win the following weekend, Celtic have got the late kick-off. So they could be 11 points clear getting into that, hypothetically.
And that's the thing. That's obviously Celtic's character and mentality has been, they've shown they've had that for years. But if ever there's been a test of it, that will be it. To be that far. I mean, the way Rangers are playing just now, you wouldn't be at all shocked if they went and won the next 3. I mean, in terms of a test of Celtic's mentality, that's about as big as they'll have had, since Rangers came back to the league. So that will be. It's fascinating how I didn't think this early in the league we would have this sort of big twists and moments in the title race.
Scottish football, mate.
August, it's mad.
There's only one country for it, isn't there? Only one. Yeah, so, good, interesting start to the season for Rangers. Celtic as well. I mean, our start has been, couldn't have predicted this. When I was making my league predictions video, I was hoping that it would be neck and neck at the top of the table, but some people have other things in mind. We holiday to Costa del Sol. That's what people love to see. Anyway, today's games, let's move on to them because we've only got 12 minutes till kick off, so we'll go through each game individually. We'll start at Hamilton St Mirren. You are going to be covering that, Dave. I'm
really happy you've come to me just now because I've got Hamilton TV on here and I'm actually really upset that I can't listen to it because they've got Frank McAvenny and Massimo Donati on their pre-match carry on here.
What a couple of signings that is, David.
I know, man. That is signing of the summer, that. Hamilton.
Big Frank won't even know any of the players, will he? He'll be just saying,
I actually can't imagine he's at the analysis of the match. Half time.
He'll just every 5 minutes just be talking about how he used to play for St Mirren, and that'll be it. Right up Celtic about 5 times.
I remember back down in Love Street. You'll hear that about 10,000 times throughout the game, won't you? Oh my God, what a laugh! I mean, I'm quite lucky as well. I've been getting the luxury of Stephen Craigan and Rory Hamilton, so I'm quite happy with that. I think I've been getting a decent one there. Big Craigan usually talking some nonsense. I'll take it. I don't know. Have you been getting anybody interesting, Div?
I was going to say, Div.
What, Rangers is the commentary?
No, on your game on the Kelly. We all know you've got Clive Tilsley. The idea.
He's probably the best signing the transfer window so far.
You could say that, to be honest.
I'll Nisbet for sure.
Oh yeah, that's
but nah, mate, I've not got a clue who's doing the commentary here.
Last week.
Have you even got a stream working yet?
Aye, mate, it's up. Thank God. I had to link 1, nothing. Link 2, nanty. Link 3, nanty. Go out on the 4th though. So we're here. We are live, and it looks like there is life at Rugby Park.
That was
this is the best thing, like for like the fact that these clubs have all got these pay-per-view things is I think it's fantastic, because there was a lot of talk that they weren't going to do it, which is just mad. I mean, I'd like to see like the figures that clubs are making off, like, because obviously you've got your season tickets and you've got your walk-ups normally on a match day. Is it like, because the prices are pretty much the same, it's like 15 quid a pop, so I'd be interested to see the figures for these clubs behind these pay-per-view things. So yeah, I know it's weird Hibs aren't doing it though, which is strange. I think they're like the only club who aren't offering a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I don't think theirs is June till October or something like that. I think that's when they're getting theirs up and running, which is strange. Madness. Aye,
that's really strange. You'd think why the bigger clubs in the league as well would have theirs all sorted out and ready to go. So that is odd. Anyway, Hamilton though,
spending their money on other things.
Well, right enough. They've had a very busy window to be fair to them, but a very interesting game last week at Hamilton. Of course, for me, I was watching that, David. It was it was all right. It wasn't anything too special.
You didn't really enjoy it. I feel like I had the better two. I'm kind of jealous you're getting to watch Dundee United this afternoon, because they were absolutely fantastic.
If my record's anything to go by, first week I had Livingston, which was absolutely stinker. Livingston St Mirren, stinker, absolute terrible game. Last week, stinker, absolutely terrible game. I have not got my hopes up this week. I'm going to keep them I'm going to keep my feet, remain in the ground, just nice and steady.
Hard for you that as well, Ryan, isn't it?
Once again, freezing again, isn't it, man? Freezing again.
It's hard for you to keep your feet in the ground, young man.
Nah, my feet are always firmly planted on the ground. Always. As I raise my eyebrows. But what do you think today? What are you going for the result? What's your prediction, Dave?
I think that Hamilton... Well, this is a mad thing, because Hamilton, they had last week the County at home, and this week they've got St Mirren. So if you're Hamilton Accies, you're thinking, right, the games we need to win every year if we're going to stay up, right? We need to win games against the likes of Ross County, St Mirren at home. You've got to win them. Because if you're Hamilton and you're not winning those games, you're going to be in trouble. So this early on in the season to have these fixtures that they would think is real targets for 3 points. If they don't win today, already it's looking like it's going to be another real tough campaign for Hamilton, which I suppose we always knew it was going to be. But Brian Rice will be desperate for his side to get 3 points today, and I think I think they probably will. I like St Mirren, I like Jim Goodwin, but I don't know. It's a really tough game to predict this, really, especially early on in the season. But I think Hamilton will finally get into the winning groove today.
Lovely. And what we think of your game today? What are you laughing at? Just give out your love. All right, okay, mate. No, that's fine. We'll see what you're saying when you're back down here. We'll see then. Anyway, what you thinking, Dave, for your match today? You've got Kelly St Johnson. What's your thoughts?
Well, as I said, none of them have won a game yet, so I'm hoping that isn't a draw. I'm hoping there's a goal fest. Big Kabamba. In fact, somebody called me up for saying his name wrong the other day. So Kabamba, he's playing. It'll be good to watch him for 90 minutes versus a team that isn't Rangers or Celtic or whatever.
Didn't enjoy watching him for 90 minutes last weekend. Jesus.
Oh, of course not. We'll be able to see if he's able to bully the centre halves at St Johnstone this week, because he likes a wee bullying session, doesn't he, the big man? So it will be interesting to see how this game goes. Hopefully there is some goals in it. I think Chris Burke will be on fire again. Hopefully, anyway. It'll just be, let's see what St Johnstone can do. They've obviously got wee McCann in the middle of the park. I think he's a really good player. O'Halloran's back into the fold. He's got a bit of pace. Nothing else, unfortunately, for him. But my money is on Kilmarnock.
Very good, mate. I would agree, to be honest. I would agree. I think I really like Alex Dyer. I think he's done a really good job there. Since he came in, I think he's done really well. I find it really strange that Brophy's not getting a game. This like he was capped for Scotland last year and he can't get a kick just now.
That's the thing. The thing is with Brophy, he's a good player. He's pro that, right? He can score goals. When the play is suited to him, he can score goals. But last season, he was very disappointing. And I think there's a reason that he's not getting as much football. I feel like last season, he just didn't, every game you went into, is watching Kilmarnock, you think to yourself, Brophy will get a goal, Brophy will get a goal. And he just didn't do it. I don't know if it's Alex Dyer and so did Stevie Clark, let's be honest. Both of them very defensive styled coaches. And Brophy, I think he likes to run on the end there. He likes to be in speed. He likes on speed. Well,
he likes to be
likes to use his speed. Likes to move forward, get in the channels, blah blah blah. All the rest of your tactical analysis, all you like. Probably stay after speed. But they don't really play that type of football. I don't think it's suiting him. So I don't know. He is a good player, but I think there's certainly a reason behind why he's not starting. I think that is
the thing that I find really strange about that is when I watched them. I was at the game they beat Rangers last year, and they played up front with Kabamba. And see, it's a partnership. Like they suit each other really well. You've got big physical fella who can hold it up, flick it on. You've got someone Brophy likes to play on the shoulder. They worked really well that night. So I kind of thought they'd maybe go with that, but in terms of a backup option on the bench, they could do a lot worse just now.
That's what I was thinking earlier, David. He probably had his best football, Kilmarnock, when he was playing with Chris Boyd. When he had a partner, he actually played well, and he plays well in a two. But looking at the lineup here, it's a 4-3-3. Chrissy Buck's out in the wing, Pinnock is out in the other wing, and maybe they don't have the players to maybe play a 3-5-2. They might not have three centre halves that are good enough. They might want to just keep that midfield nice and compact and play that way. And the big man up front, Kimbamba's doing it, isn't he? So I think for Kelly fans will probably be quite happy to see him in the bench at the moment.
And of course, for me today, I'm heading over to watch a fantastic wee match between Dundee United and forgot again. Who is it? Ross County. There you go. Keep forgetting it's Ross County. There you go. I'm joking. Right, I know Ross County. I heading up to Dingwall though, and it's an interesting game because Ross County start of the season. I'm sure you did as well. Div tipped them for rock bottom. Tipped them to finish. Go out this league, and now third in the table, off to a good start. Not lost a game, 2 wins and a draw. They have started really well. And Dundee United as well, a decent start for them. Just coming up for the championship. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. And both teams could have probably, if you said to them before the season kicked off, there's your starts, are you happy with that? They would have chewed the hand off for it. So it's going to be a very entertaining game up in Dingwall. I'm fancying Ross County to go for it again. I think Ross County are going to take 3 points. I just, a lot of people are getting right behind Dundee United and I understand it. They've came up and they've showed they're going to probably stay in this division. They're good enough. But Ross County have just been really good. The thing is, when I've actually watched them, I had the pleasure of watching them play last week against Hamilton. And they looked really good. They looked like a solid side. I think Stewart looks a good player. I think Billy Mackay, when he has his chances, takes them well. They've got good players that know how to work well together. So I'm fancying the day. I think they'll go for it, but a very entertaining encounter nonetheless.
I'll tell you what, Ryan, I really want you to watch out for Ian Harkes this afternoon because he is fantastic. He was so good last week. Powerful runner with the ball. He's just a great player to watch. He gets the ball, he wants to run with it. And if they play like they did against Motherwell last week, where they didn't have Shanklin, they didn't have Clark, so they kind of had to sit in and counter. They countered so well, they were so dangerous in the break, and he's a big part of that. So yeah, I'm kind of jealous that I'm not watching United this afternoon, if I'm honest.
Ah, well, unlucky, mate.
Certainly is an interesting game, isn't it?
Oh, aye. Yeah. Well, the teams have got the tunnel here, Dingwall, now actually.
That's the thing. If County can win again today, everyone's tipped down in the bottom. We said it also in the first podcast the season we did with you on, Div, that the top 6, that 6th place, seems so open. So a team like Ross County, it's more than viable they could go and get that if they continue this good start.
Do you know what? You never know, do you? And they've got good, experienced players within their team, like your Gardines, your Drapers, Paytons, and the likes like that. And that's the reason I think they'll do Dundee United today as well, because I think United have got a very promising squad, but are they experienced enough at this level? I think it's going to take them a few months to really come into their own, and I think Ross County might just pick them the day with that experience.
One of the things I really like about County as well. Sorry, on you go, Ryan.
I was about to say, interestingly as well, today, once again for the second week running, neither Clark or Shanklin start the game for Dundee United.
Yeah, man.
Surprised at Clark, mate. I'm really surprised that Clark doesn't start.
There must be some sort of fitness issue there, because I can't.
He is just back. He is just back from a big injury, isn't he?
Nursing him through it.
But just on County, though, one thing I really like about them is I haven't actually seen their team today, but they've been playing with 3 strikers. So they've got Irwin, Mackay, and Stewart. I mean, they're a handful. Irwin and Stewart, especially. Big players. They've got Mackay, who can score goals, so they will be a threat. Teams out at New Douglas as well, so Almost kick-off time. Looking forward to that.
Almost kick-off time. Fantastic stuff. It'll be interesting. We'll have a bit of banter. David, you keep an eye on the chat. Let us know if anything interesting comes up. I'll try and make it as entertaining as possible, as always. Div, nice to have you on again. I'm looking forward to this next 90 minutes. It's going to be a real laugh. And please keep in mind, as I said last week, we're human beings. We don't have ad breaks because we're no big time. If we need the toilet, we'll say we need the toilet. We'll be off. So, if anything's disappear for any reason, then, you know what? Don't judge.
The toilet was the reason that we were a wee bit late as well when starting, was it not?
I said in the chat it was technical difficulties, but I didn't want to expand it further.
Well, it was a bit of technical difficulty. I'll say that. Wasn't it pleasant?
I'll tell you what, I'm loving about Hamilton's stream because Motherwell didn't have this last week. They've got a scoreboard and a clock in the top corner. I'm loving that.
I hope
Kilmarnock much the same.
I hope it's the same here. Dingwall, nothing's came up yet, so I'm getting slightly worried that I'm going to be deprived of a scoreboard, which would me. Doesn't it? You know me, David. If we learned it last week, I'm not on the ball. So it'd be
actually,
nice
a big chance early on. Bika's in. He's in the box.
Whoa!
My game's not even kicked off.
Your game not kicked off. It's kicked off here at Dingwall.
That might be a wee bit behind.
Bika just got in behind there. Then the left hand side crossed it back. It was one of those where the defender slides in and his arm's behind him. It's hit his arm, but if he doesn't move his arm there, he's going to whack his head. So it's gone out for a corner, nothing given. But Saints started really well. But incidentally, St Mirren are wearing a red kit, like a red and black kit, and obviously Hamilton in the red and white. So up close is a bit of a clash. Thankfully, on the further away camera, it's not too bad. But big chance already for St Mirren. Deary me, cross into the box of the corner, and it was Shaughnessy with the effort, left footed at the front post, saved by the goalkeeper and out for another corner. What a start by St Mirren. What a good save that was by Fulton in goal.
What a game you've got, man.
I know, you've started off exciting. It's just been long ball after long ball here at Dingwall. It is really good this week, though. It's good that we've actually got somebody on all 3 games. That's a lovely thing.
That is good, yeah. That was one thing last week.
The
game we missed was Big Kev.
The game we missed a hat-trick here. Ross County going forward, by the way. No, it was really... Did you watch any of the games last weekend, or did you just get the Rangers game watched, Div?
I can't remember, you'll need to remind me what games we're even playing.
There was Hibs were playing Dundee United.
Hibs played Dundee United, and right. I went down the stair to watch. Midweek, I went down the stair to watch the game, and it was 65 minutes in. I thought it was a 7:45 kickoff. It was a freaking 6 o'clock kickoff.
These kickoffs are confusing me a little bit as well. To be honest, 6 o'clock.
I'm fed up of these half 4s on a bloody Sunday afternoon.
The money. That's exactly what it is.
Of course, Sky are looking out for their pockets, but it's anything. See when you start work at 7 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and you can't get a video made, and it's just it's horrendous, mate. Absolutely horrendous. Talking about getting videos made, David, I've not asked you on stream yet. I want to know your opinion because people think we share this on and off, or should I say off and off relationship. What do you make of me on BT Sport again last night, mate?
Oh, you want me to just sit here and big you up in front of everyone? Is that what it is?
Yeah, if you want, mate.
I don't know, mate. What I'll say is next time you're on, give Daryl Curry a shout because he said to me he'll come on the podcast at some point, but he's just not just now. So
just at the end
you can pester him now since you've got friends in high places.
Yeah, I suppose you.
What was it? Chrissy Butt is running through here. Benjamin Button with a chance. Is it a penalty?
Is it a penalty?
He's just been pushed off the ball, but it did look like a slight barge on his back. I don't know if he's been done too easy there, but big chance for Kilmarnock only 2 minutes into the game, and it's that man again. It's happening
again to me as well.
Incidentally, this lively start to the game's continued at Hamilton. There's a free kick right on the edge of the box for Accies. David Templeton, it's inside the D on the edge of the box to take it. It was McAllister with a foul. Hamilton had a really lively attack, but Templeton over this free kick, about 20 yards out? This could be a big chance for Accies.
See, it's happening again. This will be the 3rd week in the bounce. Everybody's got all the entertainment. 3 minutes in, you're sitting shouting about chances, and I'm sitting getting a close up to David De Gea's moosh. So, class.
I've just seen.
Free kick.
On you go.
Comes back out. Oh, that's saved. Templeton's free kick hit the bottom of the wall. Come back out. He hit it on the half volley, and it was saved really well by Jack Anick in goal. Jack Anick obviously had a wonder game last week at Ibrox.
Oh, jeez, aye.
So, and he seems to be at it again. Cracking save by him, but 2 big chances for either side here at New Douglas.
What a boy, Jack Anick. He could be a massive signing for them this season.
Oh, aye. Incredible.
Also, just to touch on the penalty incident, I did see the replay. there was a slight lean by Gordon on the back of Chris Butt, but I think it's too late for a penalty to be given. The referee has made the right decision on that.
The mad part is for St Mirren, obviously they lost their keeper in the summer. I've waiting for his name now. Was it Hadke or something?
Hadke,
yeah. That's it. Hadke leaves in the summer. There's a lot of talk about how they're going to replace him. He was the best keeper in the league. A lot of people saying stuff like that. And then they get in Jack Hannock, who right now you could say he's looking even better than what Hadke was, because I think his performance has been absolutely brilliant since coming into the league for St Mirren. So, maybe not as much an issue as people once thought.
I didn't see too much of him, Ryan, but for what I did see, he looked solid enough. He looked all right, and I think it was Blackpool he went on loan to as well. So that's a no bad level for him to went down and played.
He's ex Newcastle, no?
I think so.
I should have played for Newcastle. That's right. Good keepers produced by Newcastle. Fraser Forster, but enough. The less said about him, the better. Good keepers done there.
But Hladky was one I thought Celtic might have gone for. As he said, a lot of people thought he was a lot of people said they thought he was the best keeper in Scotland. I'm not sure I would have gone along with that, but he was certainly very, very good and probably too good for St Mirren.
Mm-hmm. Well, is he actually went anywhere?
I don't know. We just had that asked in the comments. We should probably know this. But
I'm going to go in Hladky, St Mirren. Let's find out whatever happened to him. Vaclav Hladky. No, he's not signed for a club apparently. That is a wee free agent.
So Ryan,
might be money.
Have a chance.
He was wanted
at the game. He
was wanted by Legia Warsaw, but Legia obviously signed back Artur Boric. So there you go, big Artur.
Would you have taken him back at Celtic this summer? I know how sentimental you are with that Scott Brown player of your choice.
In a heartbeat. Do you know how much Artur Boric means to me, mate? Do you understand?
Incidentally, since you said Scott Brown was going to be player of the year, he's had two pretty stinking performances.
Oh, he has, mate. He's proven me a right dafty. And Dev said it before the show. It's quite often I get proven dafty, and this one might be the key.
You're really going out on a limb with these shouts just now. There's no staying in the fence for you just now.
No, not at all.
It's just I had the feeling Scott Brown would be. Yeah, well, maybe that. Do you know what? Maybe this wee week awful day in the world are good. Maybe we'll get easy.
Who did Ryan? Was it Scott Brown you said would get player of the year? I said Ryan Kent. Ryan Kent is off to a flyer.
Yeah.
Well, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So,
it is indeed. Hopefully Celtic make it to the end of it, though.
Well, it looks like we'll fly to the end of it. So, we'll get a wee fight.
Fly via Spain for fuck's sake.
Oh man! A wee collision here. Jesus.
So, have you actually had a chance yet, Ryan? No.
Oh no, I have a buggery. Sitting here waiting. It's been dreadful, man. Every week
it was the same last week. Every minute I had a chance at Fir Park, and you had maybe one chance. It was the goal the whole way through.
I think like this week I'm made at my mark. So you mailed me the 3 games that were on during the week, and I was like, right, I know I've got Div coming on. It would be very nice, and it would be a good courtesy if I let him choose his game first. But I didn't. I'm sorry, Div. The first thing I said was I don't care. I'm taking Ross County and Dundee United because I've had a stinker for the last 2 weeks, and now this is how I'm punished. So I'll probably let you pick first, Div.
I'm happy with my game so far.
7 minutes in, mate. I'm very happy here as well. This is it's weird seeing this Hamilton game, because obviously there's no fans on it. But watching this, if you didn't tell me, I probably wouldn't have noticed. Just looks like a Hamilton home game, to be honest.
That's what I was thinking, David. I thought that they could have easily done social distancing because they've been doing it for the last 10 years.
Oh, been doing it for fucking ages, I tell you.
Their fans would have been uneasy.
What I will say about Hamilton though is, see, like the press box of Hamilton, the best view out of anyone I've had. Like you're right on the halfway line, and you're right above the dugout, so you can see everything that's gone below you. It's perfect. St Mirren's good for that as well.
Any's ever been to Dingwall? Just an
I have indeed, mate. Last time I was I've never actually seen Dunfermline at Ross County, but I watched a Highland Derby one time. It was
of course I keep forgetting you're up for that neck of the woods, so it's probably.
Well, you say I'm up from that neck of woods, but it's still like 2.5 hours each way for me to get there.
Is it?
It's a bit of a generalisation. Yeah, mate. Scotland's huge. It's not just all Glasgow, mate. Let me tell you.
Right.
So yeah,
I'm not an ignoramus.
One time I was there. It was 2 weeks after Ross County. It was a few weeks after Ross County had won the League Cup, and they were playing Inverness at home, and they got twatted 3-0. And we were there. It was actually my higher PE one-off performance that day. We were playing a game of football in Inverness and drove to Dingwall to watch this game. And Ross County got twatted 3-0. And the best thing about that day was that we were walking up, and there was like these Inverness fans walking past. We were going to get our seats and stuff like outside the ground. There was this wee Inverness fan. He must have been about 4 years old, right? and he was just going around singing, "Have you ever seen County play abroad?" He must have been like 4 years old. It was sensational. The best thing I've seen. And then Inverness twatted them 3-0. It was a cracking day, that.
What did you score in your one-off performance, David?
Right, so you're not going to believe me, but I actually did really, really well in mine. So I didn't always used to be a big boy, let me tell you. Actually, I've said what I'm talking about. But yeah, I did.
It's from when you met me, wasn't it? It's from when you met me.
Like, what was it? It was out of 40, wasn't it? The actual performance, and the write-up was something else. Am I right?
Yes. Do you want me just to tell you what I got?
I got a 38, I think, out of 40.
Yes. Oh, I've got a wee freeze on my stream right now, so that isn't great. Kilmarnock, if we could sort that out, boys, that would be tremendous.
Actually, briefly, while I was telling you my story, Moyo had a big chance for Hamilton, but I was too busy telling you the story. It was well said.
Too engrossing the story.
I got a 32. Unreal, mate. So this was the first year. This was the first year that they did like one-off performances and things like that, right?
Yeah, man.
So I've just went into the game as if I'm playing in the park with my mates. So I'm playing in centre mid. I'm trying to play passes and all that. Do you know what I mean? Some of them aren't going anywhere. I'm just playing normally, just running about. Then there's boys at the back, right, that are playing the ball 2 feet in front of them, like just pass it to the side, passing it to the side, playing it easy, and they got 40s. So I got a 32, and I was fuming.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same, mate. So mine was like, I used to always play centre half in school, but this one game, one performance, I was like, right, I want to play midfield because like I just wanted to do it, right? I'll do it. That's fine. The team we were playing against were rubbish, so I was like, right, I'll do it. Played in there. I thought I played an absolute blinder of a game, man. I was pegging passes everywhere, absolutely fucking loving it. Went up, scored. Like I never scored in school. Scored and set up one that day as well. Like loved it. Came back, boys were getting 40, and I was like, you're a pish, man. I got 38, fuming. I lost a mark for shit. I lost a mark for swearing at the ref, which is just ridiculous. You should never do that.
As you can probably tell, I wasn't a higher P man myself. I was more of a higher drama. That's what
I made an absolute arse of the write-up though, the actual exam, because I ended up only getting a B.
Oh well, I got an A, so who's the real winner?
What year was that? What year was it you sat that?
It was the first year that they done it, mate. So
2016 or 17?
16. 2015, I think.
I did the Nat 5 and 16 and the higher in 17, I think. Or maybe I can't remember exactly, but yeah. I was really fuming at it.
People think I'm stupid, man, but I'm not that daft.
To end all the exam talk, because I'm sure people have been mortified there the past week with exams. But how many hires you got, boys? How many hires you got?
All right, Glasgow Uni. He's a Glasgow Uni blanket, this boy.
8 here. 8 hires, but what are they, mate? Personal development?
But that is one of them, yes.
Well, I've got 6 in for counting Neyland.
I have got.
Boys, so my game's still no working.
Refresh it. I might work. I've got English, geography, graphics design, business, personal development. If you're counting that.
Did you get the real subjects? No.
Drama.
What was your results?
What have I got again? I think I've got 3 A's, 2 B's, 2 C's, and a pass.
I've got 5 A's and a B, young man. I am.
Fair play, son. Fair play.
How were you when I was at Glasgow?
Dev, how many do you think I got?
I think you got 2.
Fuck off, you cheeky bastard. See the fair.
You're not bigging yourself up, so I just thought I don't know.
No, see the fair, you're not far off, only got 3, yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Cheeky bastard, I got 3.
John Knox just said in the comments, big physical midfielders. I'm assuming he's talking about me and you, Dev, and he's not wrong, eh?
Oh, aye. But by the way, if there is anybody watching that didn't get decent results, means absolute hee-haw, by the way. It's all about what you do afterwards, in my opinion.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
My game still isn't working, man. This is a shambles, Kilmarnock.
Aidan Drennan says, Ryan, stop showing off. I know, I feel like a right dafty now. Somebody asked me what I'm doing at uni. I dropped out of uni. And that is... do you know what? Just think, Dave, if I never dropped out of uni, we wouldn't be sitting here now.
I know, mate. I know.
Wouldn't be sitting
but
here
see, like, I went and did college, like, once
right,
and dropped out halfway through. So, I mean, it wasn't until what age was I when I started college? So I was 20 by the time I went back to college and found something I wanted to do. So I remember
last week somebody, it was last week on the stream, somebody was asking what advice and stuff I would give, remember? And this is why no one should ever take advice from people else, because we're useless.
Seeing that you're saying about exam talk, I've been having really weird dreams, like I've been back in school doing exams. It's absolutely mad. I don't even know why. It's obviously just all this stuff in the news about exams and stuff.
Guess the club.
But, yeah?
Nothing.
What's that? I don't get that reference.
Dreaming about schools.
That'd be directed at you, that comment,
I just thought I'd make a wee joke, you know.
It'd be Dev that would come up with that one about you, like.
I know. You'd expect Dev to come away with that comment. Oh, you could go have a wee bit of friendly banter from time to time yourself.
Absolutely.
But I absolutely
Saints have had another big chance.
Absolutely stinking here, boys. Absolutely rotten.
My game's back on, by the way.
Oh, mate. Oh, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I like the comment for Callum there.
Don't highlight that comment, please.
But honestly, I have yet to see anything decent happen in this game of football. It's been people will be wondering. This is the thing. Last week, I felt people must have been thinking to themselves, David's doing a cracking job at covering this game. He's talking about it. You know, he's keeping us well informed. And I was just sitting here, face stripped me, just staring at the screen. Feel like I'm not saying anything. So, it's not my fault. I'm just getting handed, L after L by the SPFL. Horrible.
That was a nice rhyme. That incidentally, Ronnie O'Sullivan is 3-1 up in the snooker final. If anyone cares, I've got that on the TV.
Did you see what he said the other week?
What a man! See, this is a weird one. Like I'm not a Zlatan Ibrahimovic fan, right? But see, Ronnie O'Sullivan is like the Zlatan of snooker. But I love Ronnie O'Sullivan for some reason. I just think he's class. His interview yesterday was just as good as well. He's talking about the Q angle. Q action. That's what it was. I've never been a big Zlatan fan, to be honest.
Mate, I love him.
United legend.
He's still doing it at AC Milan, is he not?
He's supposed to be getting a move to Leeds, I heard.
Wow, that'd be mad. That would be mad.
That would be.
I don't know how he would do in what age is he now? What, 38 is he now?
He's 38, 37,
so
38.
It's not like Leeds are going to be dominating the ball, so it'd be an interesting dynamic if he did go there, in terms of having to do a lot of running and stuff.
Definitely.
John Knox says that's 3 shocking games. Well, I don't think they're shocking.
Actually, see, the thing is, see on paper, I think the games are really good today. We need to, as a country, we have a responsibility to big up our games. And you know what? I feel like, I don't know, getting proper serious about Scottish football. I know we'll be having a good laugh here, right? But I think it's become far easier to big up the games over the past 24 months. The last 2 years, I think the product has just went up, and I think the teams are getting better. I think.
But is that just because Rangers are starting to be competitive now, though? I think there's a big part of it, Rangers being competitive again, which is bringing a lot of life back to the top end of the table. But I just mean all 12. I think, honestly, 3 years ago, if you asked me to sit down and watch Ross County, Dundee United, it would have been a very big ask of you. I don't know if I'd be fancying it, but no, I'm more than happy to watch it.
I reckon it's got to do with just your interest levels have went up on the Scottish game, because that's what it's been for me. I remember back in the day, man, when Rangers would go and play teams and you wouldn't even know most of their players. Do you know what I mean? But you'd still be calling them this and calling them that and whatever. But ever since the last 2-3 years myself, mate, I've just get right into watching Scottish football, and I would rather watch. I remember last year when Auchinleck were playing the Scottish Cup, mate, I was buzzing for that game. Yeah. And then BSC Glasgow last year when they played against Hibs, absolutely was buzzing for it. Rather watch that in a Champions League game, which sounds absolutely mental, because I think the Champions League. I think it's just more about the Budo now. It's not even the Champions League; it's just the cash league now. The Champions.
Although I did get proven an absolute dafty yesterday. I tell you before we went on air. All my pals were probably, we need to go to the pub to watch a Bayern Barca game, and the exact message I put in was, couldn't give you a toss. More looking forward to Ross County, Dundee United on Saturday, and then last night that happens. Done it 8-2. What a game!
Yeah, I mean, but I was more excited for these games today, though. I mean, and I think we've talked about on the podcast quite a few times. We've had guests on, especially the Derek Ray one was great for this, because he was talking about how we need to pick up the game more. But that we talk about how English pundits and stuff, and it's always happens with TalkSport, and it does my head in. They always slag off the game, but our game is not going to be taken seriously until people. It's a goal for St Mirren. The reason I was stuttering my sentence there, because I can see this chance develop. The chance into the right hand side. Richard Tate, weirdly, is playing left back for St Mirren. Now, he was always right back for Motherwell, and the fact he's wearing number 2's confused me. But
has he scored again?
No. He's playing left back, but he's found himself on the right side of the box weirdly. So a cross comes in, it's headed down by Obika. It's a bit of a scramble. Tate smashes it back across, and there's Obika inside the 6-yard box to tap it in. 1-0 to Saints. Tell you what, this game's been end to end. I knew there was going to be a goal coming soon. Really good work by Obika. I think a lot of people questioned whether or not he was a natural goal scorer, but being there right in the 6-yard box, right place, right time, he read that well, and it's a goal for Jim Goodwin's Ben. Great start of this game.
I'm on the ball today. I've already got the scroller updated.
That's the thing about Obika, isn't it? He's always in the right place at the right time. His finishing isn't always the greatest, but see when the ball just hits you and goes in the net, you've got to be doing something right. You know what I mean? And
if they're going off if they're going off the backside, who cares? As long as you put them in the net. And for a team like St Mirren, they need someone who's going to score goals. And he had a really good sort of breakthrough season last year, and he seems to be continuing that form. But yeah, St Mirren have played some really nice stuff so far, but Hamilton are going to need to respond because, as we said before the game, if they don't win today, that's some real early pressure on them. So yeah, good start to this game.
Well done, David. Great prize.
Callum says he's got Obika fantasy points. Oh, I've just seen
look at the ton there. Mark, you'd think Big Reynolds.
There's loads of Hamilton fans up there with bottles of Bucky and stuff looking down at that.
You'd think Big Reynolds is Lionel Messi if he would have just done there. Oh, what a ton! What a player! What a player!
It was my man of the match last week in that game I watched.
Oh, his turn there, unbelievable. Corner swung in, it falls to him. He does a lovely wee turn, loses the ball in the end, but better than nothing. Right, here we go. 20 minutes into the game. First question of the day. You're heading into Tesco Extra Parkhead. Before you go to smack fuck at me, what you getting as your meal deal, boys?
Well, I'll let Dev go first. You've got to remember, Ryan, for until the last year of my life, I was never exposed to Tesco. It just didn't this might be bad.
What is this Tesco you speak of?
So,
where is it? Where is it you are, Davey? Is it Hogwarts?
Yeah. Tell you what, the viaduct is in Harry Potter is 20 minutes away from my house, 25 minutes away from my house.
Seriously, I was there last year and it was an absolute trek on the way home from Skye.
Yeah, so you get the boat from Malig to Skye.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got Malig and Mora, then the next person's village is Arisig, that's me. So Malig's where I go for pints and stuff. So yeah. Dev, what's your Tesco meal deal? Because while I think about this.
Well, straight off the bat, I'm rinsing them into. I'm getting the naked smoothie. That's just I need to just because usually you need just to
cut you off. Can I cut you off for a second and let you continue? There was a penalty claim at Ross County. Ross County player went down in the box. I think it was Erwin, sorry. Went down in the box. Referee tells him to get back up. Yellow card for diving in the area.
Whoa, controversial.
Nah, yellow card for diving in the area. Right, on you go. Continue with your meal deal.
Yes, naked smoothie, mate. I've got to rinse them for all that. Usually you need to take a mortgage out to get one of the things. Naked smoothie, yes, please. And it depends. I might get a wee sandwich. Sandwich. Let's say, just keep it simple. Just like a wee cheese number.
Cheese. Can you argue with a cheese sandwich?
Yes, and there's these wee chocolate bar things that I quite like. It's got nuts at the bottom and chocolate at the top.
Right. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
One of the cheaper options there.
I'm not a big fan of nuts, I must say. Not a nuts man.
He's their own,
I like the edible nuts.
Of course. See with meal deals and stuff, I'm quite basic. I'm really basic. I just have I'd have a wee cheese and ham number as well, not a problem. Just a wee bag of I don't know what crisps I go for. I'm not a big
I don't usually go for chocolate. I go for crisps. But I'll keep your time in a minute.
If I'm gonna have I'd always have I'd have crisps, my lunch rather than a chocolate.
What kind of crisps? Actually, is a big question.
I don't know, mate. I don't. What do you get?
God's got to your head.
I'm not even sure I've ever had that meal deal at Tesco. You know that.
If I was to do crisps, I would go with pickled onion.
That gives me a bogey even thinking about
beautiful,
that.
Dave.
Massive fan of pickled onion.
Again. Throw it, just keep freezing.
Ryan, stop talking while you're freezing, please.
I don't know why I keep freezing, but my meal deal is, all reliable, always go for it. So I start off with the sweet chili chicken wrap. Beautiful, man. Absolutely unreal. For my drink, I must admit, full fat bottle of Coke.
I would as well. That's what I'd have
I love a full fat bottle of Coke from time to time. I go for that. And then I either top it off with a packet of Flame grilled steak McCoy's.
See, there's a shout. There's a shout right there.
Swell, one of the two.
That's me. Flame grilled steak McCoy's. Bottle of Coke and a cheese and ham sandwich. Yes, please.
Oh,
no wonder I'm fucking so out of shape, man. Jesus.
Okay,
somebody in the comments that says Monster Munch pickled onion are class. I agree with you, but they would just make a mess, didn't they?
I've got a mate who would literally bulk if you opened a pack of them in his company. I'm telling you.
You just don't like pickled onions, is that what it is?
It's just like I don't like crisps that smell, you know that? I don't know, it's just weird.
Really? I love all the wee tangy, like you see your prawn cocktails, your Worcester sauces, your pickled onions. Oh, beautiful, man.
Callum says the co-op meal deals are better than Tesco ones. I agree with that.
Aye, but who shops at the bloody co-op?
Anyway, back to the football. Tell us about Kabamba.
Kabamba has just got off the back of the centre half there, and he's through on goal, and there's a slight tug on him. He continues, but it results in the ball being able to be cleared out for a corner. Referee gives a corner. But it's just whether is he pulled too much or no. But he definitely does pull the shirt. So for me, I think St Johnstone have got away with one there because he was bearing down the goalie. There's a slight tug on him, and I think that it should have been a penalty kick there to Kelly.
So is that one of those ones that it's out the box? It's probably given.
Probably, mate. Aye, like a professional foul, like when your man's getting away from you, you give him a wee tug, you get a yellow card.
That's my most infuriating thing in football is like when you get things like that where it's like if that's in the halfway line, it's a foul every day of the week. You never get it in the box. That always annoyed me because then there shouldn't be from the basic things of the rules, there shouldn't be a difference between a foul in the box and a foul in the centre circle. There shouldn't be, but there just is, and it's one of the things that annoys me the most. Especially that's why players go down so easily. I think that comes back to the way the game's refereed more than anything. Because fine well, if Kabamba had just gone flying to the ground there, he might have got that.
He would have 100% would have got the foul.
And that's why these things annoy me in terms of players who go down to ground too easily. Because of course you're going to do it. Why would you? I always think why would you not? Especially in situations like that. I don't. Of course you're going to go down, and it's just infuriating. St Mirren had another chance there. McAllister with a shot left-footed from the right-hand side of the box, just wide. It's another corner. Loads of corners in this game at both ends. It is really end to end. I can see a few more goals this afternoon here at New Douglas. I don't even know what is Hamilton Stadium. Is it still a Fountain Youth Stadium? Am I making that up?
No, it's changed now. I think it's got another name now. Right. I still can't believe rugby. I got shocked in my life last week when I watched Kilmarnock Celtic and it's no Rugby Park anymore.
What's it called?
What is
it? It's wait, I go and check. It's no Rugby Park. I couldn't believe it when the game came on last week. Kilmarnock. Let me go and find out. Kilmarnock FC. Ground.
I introduced it as Rugby Park as well. I didn't even. I know. It's
I'd still call Hamilton New Douglas by the way.
The fans are going to call it Rugby Park, but it is now the BBSP Stadium.
Jesus Christ! It sounds like a postcode, man.
The Billy Bowie Special Project Stadium.
Interesting.
Oh, well.
That's it now.
It's better than the Tony Macaroni, isn't it?
Well, is it? Tony Macaroni's a class name.
It's a cult hero,
but... somebody asked me to make a video rating the mascots of the Scottish Premiership.
Well, if you don't win a Scottish football, there's absolutely only one winner, if we're being honest.
Big Kingsley.
Not Sammy the Tammy, mate, every day of the week. Your mascot ever come out in a cardboard tank and sat at...
Who the bloody hell is Sammy the Tammy?
Mate, you're so involved in the art of Scottish football if you don't know who he is.
Absolutely.
Anyone in the comments, get them told, mate. Dunfermline's mascot is the best in the country by a country mile, man. It's not even...
What animal is he? That's what I want to know.
He's just a bear, mate. He's just a bear.
It doesn't even know.
Mate, he wants after the Winter Olympics, right?
He's a poor man. Right? He's a poor man's
No, it's his antics that you've got to watch out for, right? It was the Winter Olympics, right? And he got a sledge, put it at the top of the Ronnie McCarthy stand on the stairs, sledged all the way down the fucking stairs to the bottom of the stand, and ended up getting so much stick of the papers. We played Wraith Rovers once in a game, pretty much us for the title. He comes out pre-match, 50 minutes for kickoff, in a fucking cardboard box made up into a tank, sits it on the halfway line, points it at the away end, and fucking there's bullets and stuff coming over the tannoy. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And then it's just amazing, right? So, and then we played Falkirk, and he came out with a cardboard box again, and it was like a jukebox, and he was changing his jukebox, all the tunes were coming on. It was superb. But yeah, what a fella!
Yeah, putting on MCs and all that.
I've been logged out. I've been logged out on Ross County TV.
He's been logged out on Ross County TV.
I've been logged out.
Agent 118 has been found out here. Doing a wee scouting job.
I know.
Ryan, I don't think I've ever asked you where 118 comes from. What's the meaning behind that?
Oh, you've never asked. It's just a big fan of the advert, to be honest. I'm joking. It was the so if you give me a moment, don't I find it. Apparently I forgot my password, but it's my username. Do you log in with your email or because I don't? Oh my
username, I had to log in with my username, but when I was signing up, I had to give my email.
Oh man, no one. Oh, for goodness.
So talk about YouTube channel names, Dev. So I've been thinking, I'll probably at some point, I might have to just make my own channel at some point. I just feel like it's got to be done. But see, try to come up with a name for a YouTube channel, man. It's so difficult. Like, especially I feel like nowadays it's like everyone's YouTube channel name is just their name, but that just seems a bit boring. You know what I mean? It's like
I know my name was given to me by my mate and when I was in higher English actually, because we were learning about oxymorons. Like if I was to describe Ryan, I'd say pretty ugly. Do you know what I mean? That's an oxymoron.
Thank you.
But I'm joking, Ryan. You're a fine young man. Don't worry about it.
Thanks very much. Appreciate that.
He just said Sharpdiv, mate, and then it ended up my
GTA. I like that.
GTA name, and then I just made it into my YouTube channel, and that was it.
I like it. I like the reasoning behind that.
Well, I can't believe that I have been logged out of Ross County TV and I'm not getting let back in. Might have to wait half time, try and figure this out. But man, you're asking about the 118. So basically, when I was about 11 years old, me and my pal wanted to start a channel. We wanted to start it together. And we were going to call it Gamers something. So that's how I started off as Gamer Dwarf, because we had
that's still your URL.
Gamer Dwarf, that's how I started. But the 118 came for my birthday's the 11th of March. His birthday was the 8th of March. So 811 didn't sound really good, but 118 had the rhyme to it. And I've just kept it since. I just, this is still there.
See, these things they're all cool to do when you're younger, because even things like KSI, like his name's mad, KSI LGBT, that's a mad name. But like, that was his Halo clan, I think, was it not? Like that. So like, when you're young, you can kind of get away with making these stupid names. But see, like, at 21 years old, I come up with this like silly name for YouTube. It seems a bit like,
well, you can always just be, oh, you're joking. When I was away, I missed a goal. It's 1-0 Ross County. Oh, you're taking the mic. You couldn't write it. Oh, my
God. Big up the Cootums. Come on.
1-0 to the Staggies here. I'm going to go and get the details of who scored the goal.
I think it was Paul Donaldson.
1-0 Ross County. My God, above. Of course, when I get logged out for a brief moment, I lose out. Paul Donaldson, assisted by Ross Stewart in the 29th minute. I literally missed it by a minute. 1-0 County, and they are enjoying a flyer this season.
They are, mate. You two boys tipped them for rock bottom. I am loving it. Although I said, I was like, in that podcast, I was like, I think they'll do really well. I've got too much. I'll finish 11th.
I know,
none of us were really that.
I know, exactly. At least I'm back in, though. At least I can now watch the game. Do you think they meant that? Do you think they were watching the live stream and going, there's a goal coming here? Let's cut him off.
David De Gea on the sidelines was just telling the boys to wait. I think it was absolutely mad that David De Gea actually tweeted that picture of Stuart Kettlewell. I couldn't believe that.
That was good, eh?
Love the idea. He's sitting in the house watching Ross County.
It was so undeniable that it was a spitting image of him that I just had to recognise it in some way, shape or form.
It's absolutely mad the way the things have worked about Ross County. When you think they went from joint managers last year, doing pretty well in their first season back in the league, to then changing that to going with just one of the two, and they're flying. It's like, so often you see situations like that with changes at that level in terms of management and the board and stuff, and it ends up being an absolute disaster. Like, I can't think of many situations where you've had like joint managers or stuff like that and it's worked. It never really tends to work. So they're obviously doing something right up there. And
that's something you'd expect.
Ross County currently top of the league.
There you go.
Call the season now. Call the season.
I mean, 4 games in, they're currently top of the league.
They're flying, man. So credit to them.
Credit to David De Gea.
I've just realised as well on this game, the linesman is the wee Tory dude, the guy that's the leader of the Tories.
Douglas Ross.
Dougie Ross, he's the linesman, isn't he? He's had nothing to do. He's had absolutely nothing to do so far. Like St Johnstone, I've hardly had an attack. They've had 1 or 2 corners or whatever. But Kilmarnock as well, although they've had a wee bit of the ball, they've not made much opportunities as well. And he's not had a lot today, wee Rossi.
The less I say about him, the better.
You know what would be typical of Scottish football is if that guy was like the next the next COVID incident we had was to do with referees, and came back that it was him that started it.
Oh my goodness!
It's a penalty kick.
Penalty!
It is a
Oh,
penalty kick.
Well, I've got a penalty there. You're joking.
What's happening here? Chris Butt's got his hands up. Oh no, he's gave a free kick. The Kelly players are absolutely fuming.
Save! What save here at Rugby Douglas?
He's been pulled and pushed in the box as well. The foul continues into the box, but the ref has pulled it back for a free kick here, right on the edge. St Johnstone players are raging, Kilmarnock players are raging, and it's only a yellow card. That's the third potential penalty here for Kelly.
Another big chance for St Mirren. Marias on the edge of the box, lovely footwork. Twists one way, then the left peg, digs it out. It's heading for the top corner. Fulton drags it out the top corner. Corner for St Mirren. We've got some lively games, Ryan. You must be hating it just now.
Oh, my goodness, God almighty. It's the story of my life at this point. I just can't get any more. My confidence has been put to rock bottom over the past week. I'm cripplingly depressed. I'm joking, but this game is just not helping at all. It is horrendous.
Chrissy Butt is standing over this free kick, by the way, here. Is he going to try his knuckleball technique that he's been practicing in lockdown?
It'd be a bit strange if he tried to
big chance! He's put over the bar! It's a sitter. Ross Stewart, I believe it is, for Ross County, with a massive chance there. Ball cut. It's a brilliant, delicious delivery, and he brings it down incredibly well. Brings it down with his chest, strikes it on the half volley, but he's put it over the bar. He's almost lobbed it.
What a save!
It's a save there as well.
For the goalie. Chrissy Butt is running on the spot. He's ready to go do his knuckleball technique, and out of nowhere, Finlay has been running for the side and smashed the ball to the keeper's right-hand side. The keeper makes a save. I'm so surprised that Chris Butt didn't hit this, but it was a good hit and a good save there. And it's still 0-0.
I didn't know Stuart Finlay had the free kicks in him, dearie me.
I know. Left foot, just big quaver toes it right round the corner. It's a good save. And Kelly are just putting on the pressure here.
If I was to sum up my thoughts briefly, the first 35 minutes here, I'll put the Douglas Park. Ross County.
No, you're not at New Douglas Park, mate. I am.
Sorry. Up at Dingwall, Victoria Park, innit?
Victoria
Park. It's not been for a long time. It's got also it's in England, hasn't it? I can't remember what it's called.
One of the sponsors. But Victoria Park up here, it's been very Ross County dominated. Dundee United have had a good share of the ball, but they're not really doing much with it. Ross County looking the better team, and if it keeps going the way it's going, it's going to be an easy win for Ross County, I'd say. But yeah, I'm saying that Dundee United are moving forward now. Here they go, big chance Dundee United, in fact. It's out for a corner. Could have been 1-0, just out my mouth.
How's the strikers playing up there at Dundee United? Because obviously they've left Nicky Clark out, so it's a big day for them.
To be honest, the ball's not been in that final third for Dundee United a lot today. As I said, they've had a lot of the ball. It's not really went forward. The strikers don't look that involved, and obviously two up top, you'd imagine that one of them could do something. They would be helping each other out, but it's just not been that much of the ball gained in them, to be honest.
There you go. Nicky Clark will be ready to get on.
I know, he'll be warming up, ready for the second half. That story the other day, that was a good laugh. Did you hear John Hartson?
No, what did you
say? Martin O'Neill and John Hartson were on Sky Sports, a punditry. It was the opening game of the season, I think it actually was. And John Hartson was having a stinker in the first half. He was rotting, and Martin O'Neill screams at him, "John, warm up, you're coming off." I had a good giggle at that. John Hartson, what a hero, what a legend.
Big lad, I know, eh?
Oh, big boy.
Have you heard the story about Chrissy Boyd with Walter Smith when he first came back to Rangers?
No, I have not, I must say.
Chrissy Boyd was under Paul Le Guin, running about left, right. Do you know what I mean? And Le Guin was all about fitness. So the big man, he must have been on his Weight Watchers or whatever, but I think I need to get on soon enough. And he lost a wee bit of weight. But when Walter Smith came back in, he told him to get back on the Chineses and the burgers. put on a wee bit of weight, get yourself back in the positions to score, and that's what he done.
Madness, sir. It's weird how some managers have completely different views in the game, you know. Some managers, all about, Rodgers came to Celtic and the first thing on his mind was get these players in shape, and it changed everything about the fitness and the dietary and everything. Now Lennon's back. It seems like Lennon's approach now is far different from what it used to be. Fitness was let's just say we had Chris Commons playing in our starting 11 every week, so in his first training as manager, fitness was not the main priority.
But I think stuff now doesn't even come from the managers, though. I think a lot of that is just you don't have a choice for sports science and stuff. It's not like you can just say go and have a pint. You know, it's gone of the days. It's irrelevant with the managers. I think the biggest difference with Rodgers and Lennon was just in terms of Lennon seemingly wants to just attack a lot more, be a bit more direct. And I think in the Scottish game that works better.
Even like if you look at Scott Brown, if you want to look at him, obviously he's a very, very fit player, still is. But see if you want to look at him under Dyla, you would have thought he was finished. Because he was getting ran into the ground, do you know what I mean? He was getting absolutely ran in the ground and diet plans this, diet plans that and all that. And then as soon as that kind of went out the window, he started to rekindle his form. And he doesn't look finished, do you know what I mean? It's weird.
Dundee United are getting themselves into the game here. They've got another big chance. It could be 1-0. They can't clear it. Is it going to be a goal? Oh, it's cleared finally. Ross County scrambling at the back there. Dundee United with a couple of balls into the area along the ground. They look like really good crosses. Ross County were struggling and they're going for it again here. Going for another cross. It's swung in. Goes over the head of everybody this time. No. Oh, it's a shot though. It could be. It is. It's 1-0. It's a goal at Victoria Park. Ross County won. Dundee United won. It's managed to find its way into the back of the net somehow, but I can confirm there has been a goal scored. I actually could not see who got in the end of it. The camera.
I'm absolutely loving the fact that you're trying to cover the lack of not knowing who scored.
It's honestly, there's still is it a goal out there as well?
No, it is not. It is so close. It's another save for the goalie. The goalie's on fire at the moment. It's dropped to Benji boy. He's smashed it. It's gone in top corner, but he's got reflexes like a cat boy, and it's out for a corner kick.
Well, it's
right. Who scored, son?
I think it's Peter Pollett who got the goal. Mickey Mellon's looking happy. I think it's Peter Pollett. Long time no see for him. Oh, Divs again.
Crossbar. Crossbar.
Oh,
for a header, I think it's Finlay again. The ball comes in, really good delivery, and he smashed it with a header right off the crossbar. St Johnstone. Oh my God, they're touching cloth here, the boys.
I must admit, it sounds like you've got a crack of a game though, Div. You're making it entertaining for us anyway.
I think we've got 3 decent games now by the sounds of things. There's attacks galore here at New Douglas as well. St Mirren are starting to really, be in the ascendancy. They're coming forward with pretty much every time they get the ball, they're looking to go forward straight away. Cross coming in from Tate. Oh, actually a chance. Big chance. Oh, he's missed it. Marias with a chance. Richard Tate again down the left. Lovely ball in. Misses Obika. Comes to Cameron first on the right hand side. Cuts it back to Marias. He's unmarked inside the box. Oh, he's got to hit the target there. How has he missed that? It's coming back towards him. He's swinging him in the right back across the goal, and he's just skied it.
I don't know if any of you watched my video I done yesterday. I wouldn't expect these to. But my video is the most underrated player at every Scottish Premiership side, and I actually put Richard Tate for St Mirren. Incredibly good player, I think. I like Tate. I
was shocked Motherwell let him go, to be honest, especially a player his experience, been around for a long time. Especially he's done well at Motherwell too. Over the years, they've had some good teams and he's been a part of them.
Who would you say the most underrated player at Rangers is, Div?
Big Connor Goldson at the back.
You go for Goldson?
I think he's a whipping boy way too much, mate. And
I think it's the exact opposite. I think he gets away with murder.
Potentially by the management is what the cry was, but I'm talking about by the wider perception here. I think that even this season he's a wee bit of the whipping boy. As soon as he makes one mistake, the fans are quick to jump on it and everybody. And I think he's had a really good start of the season, mate.
I would agree. He started really well this season. One thing I always thought of Goldson was, I always thought he was a good defender, but I couldn't get my head around why he was undroppable. And I suppose that comes back to you with the management thing in terms of like why the fans would think he was in the management's eyes somehow by far better. Because there was a point where Katic wasn't in the team and Hollander was playing well, and he just seemed to not get dropped ever. So
I think a centre half's going to have a good, decent centre half's going to have two mistakes a season, big, high-profile mistakes.
Especially at this level.
And Connor Goldson doesn't make too much of them. In fact, you hardly see him in games at times, which I like for a centre-half.
I like defenders.
Probably his biggest mistake was the one against Celtic. So I think that lived in the memories of a lot of people for a long time.
I tell you what, boys. If we're talking centre-halves, got to be buzzing at the prospect of big Shane Duffy coming up. What a sign that's going to be.
Well, if you talk about centre-halves that are bomb scares and make mistakes regularly, you've got Julian, who makes God knows how many in a season, and he is another one who I think gets away with a lot,
Duffy is the player we need, man. Duffy is the player
we need. I don't understand this Shane Duffy obsession. Is it because he's Irish? I really don't get it.
No, he's a cracking player. He's actually...
Who's he play for?
Play for Brighton.
I don't watch Brighton, man.
the thing is, like, if you go back in my channel long enough, David, you know, every single summer we talk about we need to sign.
Yeah, he's always linked with Celtic.
If you go back, he's somebody I've always liked. I don't know why. It's not just because he's Irish. I think it probably is down to FM. I think I signed him for Celtic a good few years in a row. That's probably why I like him so much, and I feel that personal connection. But he's the player that we need. You've got Ayer, who likes to have the ball at his feet, who likes to drive forward, a very ball-playing defender. You've got Julian, who's more, you know, your guy you want on the head of your headers, very tall. I mean, yes, we've seen him struggle with physical, but he's a good, you know, he can be good and physical when you need him to be. Just, you know, we see those questionable ones once or twice a season. We see that kind of questionable game come out. But Duffy is that
if he's the physical type, that's exactly what they need. Duffy
doesn't want the ball at his feet. He's there just purely to defend. He's going to go through people. He's Bobo Baldi. That is what he is.
Because I really like Edmondson and Hollander for that exact reason. They're proper defenders. I can't remember which game it was in Europe last year. I watched Hollander and he was just imperious, like headed everything blocked. I think they might be Braga. I can't remember, but he was just unreal. The two of them are like that though. They're just proper defenders first and foremost. And
it's such a weird one. Like Rangers have got some good centre halves here, but I think with the guys Edmondson and Katic, although they might go on and have some runs and be outstanding, due to experience, if they make a mistake in a game, you can see their heads go a wee bit and it takes them longer to recover. Whereas Big Goldson, he's 26, 27 now. If he makes a mistake, he continues. Big Hollander, when he's come in, if he makes a mistake, which actually he's hardly made a mistake, I would say.
So do you think that's Rangers' first choice if they're both fit?
I think it will change. I think Hollander will come in for bigger games, and I think Balogun will play against the lesser teams. Maybe he's
been really good, really impressive.
Because Balogun, what Balogun has that none of the other centre halves that Rangers have got is a wee bit of pace, and Rangers have been playing a high line versus pretty much all the teams we've played so far. I don't think you can play a high line versus Celtic or teams like that. So therefore, I think for the games like that, you'll have Hollander beside Goldson, and Rangers will drop 10 yards a wee bit deeper, in my opinion.
Incidentally, it is half time here at New Douglas Park.
You've got Glasgow Rebels saying to you, Div, I've upgraded from the shite talk from Alex Ray on the Super Scoreboard to the shite talk of Div Sharp.
Div Sharp. Thanks very much, mate. Cheers.
But I know half time here at Victoria Park. I'm going to call it. I know it's Global Energy or something. I don't know, but it is half time. 1-1 is the score. The end of the first half was actually very good. I enjoyed that. Started for a long time though. It was after they cut me off. It actually turned out to be quite a game. So, well done. Cut me off for a good reason, I suppose. But 1-1 at half time. I had an all right time.
Right. So let's quickly round up half time. What is it? We're 0-0 at Rugby Park. Div, who's in the better team?
Kilmarnock, without doubt. On match day, the whistles just went there on the stream. Without doubt, Kilmarnock being the better team. In that last 10 minutes there, they were just barraging the St Johnstone goal. The goalkeeper's having a really good game and a wee bit better finishing potentially, and Kilmarnock could be 2 or 3 up here. And if the decisions went their way as well, they'll feel hard done by. They'll think they should have had 2 penalties in that first half there. But if it continues like this, then there's only going to be one winner, and that's going to be Kelly.
Okay. Nice. What are you thinking, David? Your game, eh?
Well,
you come to me. Right. You come to me. You make up your mind. Make up your mind, boy.
I'll go. So St Mirren have been the better side here. They've been really, really good. Hamilton have had chances, but certainly in terms of consistently being threatening, it's been St Mirren. Marias is really sharp. Obika, as usual. Richard Tate on the left, providing them with. What's really good at Tate on the left is he's constantly getting the ball and he's cutting back onto the right and playing in, swinging crosses in towards Obika. So one of those ones where it's going towards the goal anyway, it just needs a nick on it. And the amount of times they've won corners from that has been really good. That's been a good weapon for them. McAllister, McPherson, sharp as well. Hamilton had to have some chances. Moyo had a chance. Templeton had a chance. Apart from that free kick Templeton had in the rebound, he's been very quiet though. You're going to need to get more at him in the second half, I think, if they're going to get anything. But yeah, St Mirren very much good value for the league so far.
Fair enough. And here, it's been no bad. I mean, for a large portion of the game, I think Ross County looked the better side up until probably, they scored their goal. They were the better side, and then they've kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit. Dundee United have got back into the game. They're looking threatening. They're really exploiting the ball along the ground. They're loving it. They're constantly getting down that wing and just rolling it in and hoping for the best. And it's how they got their goal. It's the reason it's 1-1. It got there. They couldn't clear it. Ross County and Dundee United might have been a bit scrappy, but they got the ball in the back of the net through Peter Pollitt, and they have improved big time for the start of the game. So you know what? It's gone well, and I'm very excited for the second half.
Yeah, man. So, what's the halftime last week in halftime? Which is the quick Q&A with the comments. So, any questions for myself?
We'll do that. Like, send in questions for David, myself. Well, I'm going to go down and get my halftime Bovril because that's what halftime is all about. As I said last week, usually I'd be looking for the stairwell at Parkhead, whip out my wee deck, get a wee Bovril. A wee Bovril, wee fag, great. But sadly, no, can't happen. Nowhere to smoke here. Is that again, Div?
That is illegal, Ryan. You should be ashamed of yourself.
What is illegal?
A wee fag.
A wee fag?
Is a wee smoking area?
At Celtic Park, guy. You get directed to go to the stairwell.
I thought you were in the cubicle.
Toilets? No. You're joking, man. Never walk in the toilets.
The worst thing here is just the fact that you smoke full stop, to be honest.
No, mate. Don't worry. I'll be chucking it, mate.
I couldn't believe it. See, when I came to do your podcast the first time, I've known him for a while now. And,
a year or something.
I'm looking for him, and I just see that this reflection. Actually, it was a sunny day. You know what I mean? So this reflection was hitting his specs. So I've seen this big bright light, and then I've seen a fag below it. Could not believe my eyes, Ryan. I was ashamed.
Don't worry. I need to go and save my lungs. On that note, Bovril, send in your questions. You can entertain. You know how to do it. You're the best in the book.
Right. Best time having you here, Div, this week. See, last week when he went away for his Bovril, God almighty, I had to sit here on my own. Bear in mind, I don't do YouTube. Like, I've never done a YouTube channel or nothing. I don't have that experience of just me and the camera. So, sitting here with the comments last week just filling time, and it was horrible. So, I'll hit you with some stuff below. Oh, he took ages, man. I nipped away for like a second, and he was away for a good 5 minutes. Let's get some Rangers questions in the comments, because everyone's like, Ryan, we're going to play 3-5-2 this season. So, any Rangers questions for Div, fire them at him. No matter what, they can be hard hitting. He'll answer them, I'm sure. Callum was asking. Callum says that he's in a small number of people who want Celtic to sign Scott McKenna. Scott McKenna, I don't know about you, Div, but see, for me, I don't see Scott McKenna really improving either one of Celtic Rangers if he went there. I mean, I don't think he'd really improve them at all.
No, I don't think so either. In the last 18 months or so, he's not lived up to what he did when people were counting him to go to Celtic. I think it was majority. Ryan as well, I think, is very vocal on the fact that he does not like McKenna as a centre-half option.
Oh, he does not like McKenna at all, man.
Aye. And
even when we talked Scotland, he's been very, very anti-McKenna.
See, when McKenna played for Scotland versus, it was Kazakhstan, wasn't it? Him and David Bates were at centre-half. You had Shinnie out at left-back. I thought McKenna was dreadful that day. I know the full was, do you know what I mean? But
Shinnie got the abuse, but I thought McKenna was dreadful. Yeah, I remember.
McKenna was bad, mate. He was worst out of the two with him and Bates, for sure.
Robbie B, favourite Rangers game you've been to, Div?
It's got to be the UEFA Cup final, 2008. Although,
man. Wild.
Although we lost the game, mate, my granda, his dad never took him to 1972. So he always said, if we get, I'm going to pay whatever to get a ticket. And he ended up paying, he got 6 tickets, £1,000 a piece. He got myself one, my dad, he got his brother and his 2 boys in his cell, you know what I mean? So that was a lifelong dream for him lived, and it was outstanding, man. We never really got into the game because it was hard to get 2 tickets together. So he's managed to get 2 tickets for me and my dad. So obviously I'm still at primary school when we go in and we notice there's a lot of Zenit fans about in this area. So we get up and realise our tickets were actually for the Zenit end. So they've like, you're Rangers, you can't come in here, go to that one over there. So we went over, to and fro, man. I end up sitting there, absolutely distraught, thinking we're not getting in. And then a supervisor came out, David, took us in, and we sat down, hundreds of Zenit fans and stuff like that. And see, as soon as the whistle went, all the tops came off. It was all Rangers fans.
I was just going to say, there's no way it was the only people that were at that. There's not a hope. There would have been
there was about 5,000 at the most of Zenit fans in that full stadium. It was madness.
I can imagine.
They were just too good on the day. I still remember the goals and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can remember that one as well. I remember that whole run because I mean, that was 2006, 7, 8 was when I really started watching football properly. So, like, that's why that's why I'm like so keen on the national team, is because like when I first really started watching football, that was when we were like beating France and stuff. But that run especially, like it seemed like it was written in the stars that we're going to win that. But see, when you look at that Zenit team and what they went on to, like Sharpdiv and that, man, they had some proper good players.
As well, it was a proper team, and they beat Bayern, I think, in the semi-finals to get there. So
yeah.
Aye, well, good.
They were a good team. What are you saying, Ryan? You just interrupted
that. Absolute disaster there, boys. Absolute disaster. I couldn't open the lid for the Bovril. So I've had to set up.
You actually got a Bovril, I can't believe it.
No, I didn't get it. I've got a tub of Bovril, but I couldn't open the lid. So I'm gonna get one. It's just no happening. Towel out, got the towel out, everything. It's just no working. Oh man, I tell you, I've lost all my strength. I wish you were down here to help me out. What were you talking about when I was away anyway? What's happening? What's the world talking about?
Nothing, mate. We're just answering some of the questions. We spoke a bit about McKenna potentially being a replacement at Celtic or Rangers. Rubbish day talks. And then my favourite ever Rangers game that I was at. What's your favourite Celtic game? You at the Barca game?
Right behind me there. I was not at the Barca game actually. No, never went to it. I had to watch it in the living room with my dad. So I didn't get to go. But right up there, the ticket, best game I've ever been in my life. It's always a toss-up between the Scottish Cup final, the Invincible season, but being in Rome with 9,000 fans watching us beat Lazio is quite the game, quite the madness, you could say. So that's me. That has got to be that for me. What was your favourite Rangers game? What were you saying?
UEFA Cup final, mate. I was there.
Did you get to go? Oh,
luckily,
a few people went. No, a few people that managed to get done.
It was madness. Listen, it was.
I'd love to be like the fact I keep forgetting in my lifetime Celtic have actually made a European final, but of course I was 3-year-old at the time. Didn't really get to experience it.
See, when you look at the Europa League this year, Celtic for me should have beat Copenhagen.
Oh, aye, absolutely.
And then Copenhagen go and give Man United a good game. Aye. So you never know. Do you know what I mean? You never know.
That's how far we could have went. That was
both teams, aye.
That night was just absolutely atrocious. We go over to Copenhagen and we get you get that result and you think to yourself, right, that's it, easy days at Parkhead now. Surely we're going through it, and then we absolutely bottle it.
Yeah, just on that though, I was just listening to that there because AirPods are a wonderful thing. You're right, that Copenhagen game the other night, all I could think was Celtic should have hammered Copenhagen, really. They should have done. And I said the whole time when we first started in the podcast, if you're Rangers or Celtic, you're wanting Arsenal and Man United, I think. Because at the time when with the performances Rangers and Celtic were put in, and how weak Man United and Arsenal were at that time, either then going to Parkhead or Ibrox would have struggled, I think. I mean, they were going to play.
I agree with that.
I mean, I think. Sorry, go.
I think when Man United added Bruno to the fold, it became a different story. But when it's not maybe happening for him, then you can still get after Man United for sure, especially in a one-off game. And Wolves and Arsenal, I would just rubbish the talks, especially Wolves, because I think when it comes to the crunch, a Celtic and a Rangers, when it comes to winning, they are winning clubs. Do you know what I mean? Wolves aren't. So I'd have fancied us against them.
Yes,
I would have fancied both of us.
Winning breeds winning, and I know Celtic and Rangers, there's no doubt that they're beating teams who aren't as good as maybe some teams United and that are beaten down south. But winning's a habit though, and like teams like Celtic especially, is why in the pressure they have been so good, because they've done it for so long. It comes naturally. You find a way to win, and the atmosphere at Ibrox and Parkhead, on a big night against one of the English teams would have been better than any atmosphere any of those teams would have played in, throughout the season. So I was really hoping that would have happened. Sadly, we never got to see it. But yeah, and you just talk about UEFA Cup finals. I don't think Celtic and Rangers are a million miles away from realistically maybe putting a proper good run in the Europa League.
Well,
I think the days of Champions League good runs are gone. I don't see a team in Scotland ever have a good run in the Champions League again. That's just finished. But in terms of the Europa League, I think they're not a million miles away.
See, I did say that. I was very confident in that. I think I do still firmly believe it, but then you do get slapped in the face by a team like Copenhagen, and it just kind of sets you right. You sit and you go yourself, it's just not going to happen, is it? If we candidate against them, who we got to do against? But Rangers show that this year. Look, if it wasn't by a Lever, I know it's swings and roundabouts. You can't just base stuff off ifs and buts. But if Rangers didn't get drawn against a team that standard of Bayer Leverkusen, we would have been the same. We would have struggled against them, but they could have made it further. They could have really got quite far deep in the tournament. which he already did. Fantastic place to get to. Done well for themselves considering where they were, only a couple of years before.
But it's like when Celtic beat Lazio, like the week before that, I'm pretty sure they beat Juventus. It's just mad, like.
It was like the week after or whatever.
Yeah, so and Porto would be a Champions League team for ages, and then Rangers go and put the performances in they did against them.
When we when we get drawn against Bayer Leverkusen, that was like the one team I didn't want. It was either them or Inter Milan, because the two of them are Champions League level teams. Bayer Leverkusen are an elite Champions League level team. I think we've seen that when they played Inter Milan the other day there. But I was having this conversation with my mate the other day, and he's a Celtic fan, and he was kind of saying Rangers and Celtic are Europa League teams.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't mind if they didn't get to the Champions League, which I kind of rubbished it, because I think if you're Rangers and you're Celtic, if you're in the qualifiers, you should at least unless you get a hard playoff game, you should be getting into those group stages. Yes, then you're going to come up against two teams that every team's going to financially suffocate you though. But Rangers and Celtic showed there in the Europa League, right? Celtic competed with Lazio, who were brilliant this season. Immobile scored 36 league goals or something like that. They're like an average Champions League team, right? So and Rangers competed with Porto that got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League the year before. So I don't see why Rangers and Celtic can't get to the group stages. Maybe go down to the Europa, or do you know what I mean? At least get there to the group
stage.
But then
my sort of counter thing to that would be, what would you? I mean, you look at Celtic's recent results in the Champions League, getting absolutely cuffed off Barcelona and stuff.
The thing is, there's
no way you can tell me you enjoyed that more than you enjoyed last season.
No, in terms of obviously you enjoy. I got to go to Rome, see my team beat Lazio. I've seen it at Parkhead as well. Absolutely incredible. But at the end of the day, we should be Champions League. You want to be in there. You might get battered, right? But you're only going to move forward as a club.
But I don't think they will move forward though. I cannot see Celtic.
You've got to remember as well, right? This is the one thing we're forgetting.
It depends who's running the club. It depends what the ambition is, I think, for the club. I think every single year, you as a football club should look to progress, even if it is a point in the Champions League group stages or whatever. And it could be Celtic getting to the Champions League group stages could be the difference between them keeping or selling Edward.
Because you'll need forget,
do you know what I mean? So if you miss...
Sorry, Devon, you go. I'm cutting you off there.
The Champions League, then financially, Edward moving on is a good financial decision for the football club.
I know, we're all forgetting one key thing in the Champions League. £30 million you get. It's a substantial amount more than what you get for qualifying for the Europa League. That is crazy. That money is... in terms of, we don't get the benefits of that money as a fan, because Celtic have not really reinvested that money, right? Of course, the only thing we could get is more entertaining players, better players. We've not really got that, but for the club itself, that money is massive. We should be striding forward. Look, the first time we were in the Champions League under Rodgers, we were humiliated, but we did get a couple of good nights at it. Man City, we got 2 points off of them. We tried our best against Mönchengladbach and Barcelona. It just wasn't to be. But you're forgetting the year after, we went away over to Belgium. We beat Anderlecht in our first European away win since 1990 odd or something in the Champions League group stage. We did make strides. We finished third. We got to Europa League, and if we could do that again, I'd take it. Yes, I love these results we got against Lazio, and I do love the entertainment of that. But you've got to strive to be in the Champions League. That's what you've
got to be there.
Anyway, speaking of top quality football, second half's underway. Big chance for Hamilton actually already. It's going to be a goal. Surely I saved it. Oh my god. I was trying to tell you we were underway here, and literally as you finished speaking, they're down the right hand side. The cross comes back across. I'm not sure it was. Comes through to Ross Callaghan on the edge of the box. He takes a touch, a bit wayward onto the left foot. His shot's high and it's palmed over the bar, but it's one of those. If he's just got to drill it low and it'll go under the goalie. Big chance for Hamilton. Less than a minute into the second half. What a start here!
I tell you what. I never got to touch on it because I got logged out, but we might have our goal of the day, by the way. The opener here in Dingwall was an absolute stoater, half volley outside the box from, I believe it was Ross Stewart. Brilliant goal.
Big man.
1-1 in that game.
What a player he is, by the way, big Ross Stewart, eh?
Yeah, cracking.
Good player.
He can get a move over Lyndon Dykes, if I'm honest.
Yes, please.
That might sound controversial, but... I still maintain that Dykes gets all that talk because of the performances against Celtic and Rangers rather than the consistent level he's putting out.
I think Dykes is a no bad player, but I don't think that he's what people make him out to be. I think he's overrated slightly.
Every week I watch Ross Stewart, he's a handful. Ryan, are you there just now? We've got no camera.
I'm here now. My father
Bovril.
my father very kindly chapped on the door and supplied me with not a Bovril, sadly, but a cup of tea. So I've got my second
Get Stevie on the stream, no?
Get Stevie on the stream. Oh, he would be stunned. He would freeze on camera. But Winston is still game. He wouldn't know what to do. He probably had it with some shite joke as well.
Are you both, or like father, like son? Then are you both on the way for the second half?
Oh, you're funny.
Yes,
yeah,
mate.
we are underway. We're 35 seconds in here. Nothing's happened. It's not as exciting a start as what you had to your second half tonight. So you just calm down, David. You just calm down.
I'm loving this. I told you all week long I couldn't wait to watch this game, and it's not let me down so far.
Not let you down, huh?
It's been another good start. Oh, the phone.
The phone. They couldn't go a whole stream of foot at it.
It's been another good start here for Kilmarnock as well. They put a good ball into the box. Kabamba just couldn't get onto the end of it, but they're on the ascendancy again.
Brian Rice has got like a proper suit on the touchline. He looks absolutely roasting. I wouldn't be a fan of that in that weather.
Is he all
Happy
right?
man.
It's about 20 degrees.
John
I know.
Farren's probably an absolute dafty. I forgot about that. It was our second European away win in whatever, like 20 years against Anderlecht, because we beat Spartak in 2012. Forgot about that.
Hooper and Samara scored that night, am I right?
That's correct, yep.
Yeah. But no.
Big Sammy, yeah. Big Sammy. Scottish football will never see the likes of a player like Samaras ever again.
Oh, mate, there's probably an alternative kicking about just now. I'm trying to
Nah, there's nobody like Sammy.
But see, talking about a guy who would turn up in the big games. I mean, he had frightening ability when he wanted to.
That man smoked 10 a day and still could play like Lionel Messi whenever he wanted to. Madness.
Come on, behave.
No, he was loved the big games though, but he would just see if you put him like a cold winter's day away at St Mirren, and he was hopeless.
CBA.
Player and a half. Love him.
Oh.
He's an actual. And talking about him, here he is. He's joined us on stream.
Oh,
Exclusive. What's he saying?
He's saying he can get himself to fuck. He's asking for a fag. I'm not tapping him one. You can get yourself. Away you go, buddy. I didn't expect that. But no,
love him, but not that much, aye.
Guys, nobody taps off me.
Another massive chance for Hamilton. It's Ross Callaghan again. Ball drilled in from left hand side, drilled in low. And it's one of those, right, with the cross drilled in so fast. I think it's McMahon that puts the cross in. He drills it in across 6-yard box and it just hits Callaghan's shin. And I think it skims the post. Oh my God, Hamilton really pushing for this equaliser. The thing is, Hamilton are breaking really well here, but still St Mirren are up the other end quite a lot as well. A really good start to the second half.
Oh, it was lovely. Who took that pass? That was beautiful. Yeah. That was absolutely unreal. Chance for Ross County. They've now got a corner, but a lovely pass played in for the right back beyond all the Dundee United defenders. Somebody gets an end it, puts it in the box, but it's cleared out for there's no a corner. It's actually a throw-in that's been given.
Incidentally, Ronnie O'Sullivan's now 5 frames to 2 up in the snooker. No one cares.
Yeah, thank you very
Ball
much.
off the rocket.
I forgot this is Talk Snooker Live, Talk Scottish Snooker.
Listen, we're allowed to have other interests, son.
Are we?
Have you ever played snooker? Anyone ever played snooker?
No
properly, mate. I'd like pool, aye.
See, I fancy myself to be quite good at snooker because I'm not bad. I beat Ryan a couple of times at pool.
Beat is probably a very nice way to put it.
Actually, that's right. I schooled you at pool, didn't I?
Oh, I don't think I potted the ball.
Grannied.
I think I grannied him actually.
St Johnstone have got a free kick here on the edge of the box. He just had a 3-on-2 break, which isn't happened a lot in this game here, but they fluffed the lines due to O'Halloran putting the wrong pass, but they do have a free kick right on the edge of the box.
Last week we done an interesting thing as if we created the man of the match concept, but we done our man of the matches at the end of the game. Right now, Div, is there anybody catching your eye doing it at Rugby Park? Anybody you're thinking to yourself now could be up for that at the end of the game?
Benjamin Button.
Aye, it's got to be big Benjamin Button. He's involved in everything that Kilmarnock do. He's had 2 big chances, potential penalty. So far him. For sure. But the midfield are doing their job as they always do. Kilmarnock, one of the most consistent duels in midfields out with the Old Firm there. So they're doing all right. What a save!
Tell you what, I'm still very impressed with the appointment of Mickey Mellon at Dundee United. I think it was the perfect appointment. And I've
tell you what I love about Mickey Mellon though. I'm glad you brought this up, Ryan, because you know what I loved about him last week when I watched his interview? He spent the entire interview telling the interviewer about how There should be no surprise Dundee United are in the top 6 because it's Dundee United. You know, they're a big club, they're one of the biggest in Scotland. I love that. You know, especially if you're a Dundee United fan, that's what you want to hear. You that's a club that's been, you know, battered and bruised for the best part of 10 years now. You know, down, you know, in the Championship and stuff, and even when they're in the Premiership, they were struggling. You know, to remind the players, the staff, the fans that, you know, they are a big club. They've been in the top 6 exactly where they should be.
Oh, my goodness sake!
That. You get yourself muted. It's a disgrace.
I cannot believe it. It's my.
So yeah, I think he's done a good job so far. I think they were unlucky against Hibs. I think the midweek game, the Hibs one, just summed up how, you know, Nisbet scored a hat-trick the weekend, didn't score midweek, but they got Doidge as well who could score goals. Them having 2 goals going strikers is, I think, exactly why they're going to get top. Well, I think they're going to finish 3rd. I think they'll definitely be up there because to have 2 strikers that are going to score regularly, you know, most teams would die for that.
I thought you said Dundee United will finish 3rd there for a second. I almost shat my pants.
I tell you what, though, controversial opinion time. You know I love them, Dave. If Dundee United came into this league with Robbie Neilson, they would not have done as well as what they will with Mickey Mellon.
That's a very controversial opinion.
That's what I'm going with, mate.
I mean, it's hard to tell, isn't it? It's impossible to say, in my opinion.
It's totally impossible to guess. That's
totally impossible. Because he had them flying. Like, there was a couple of managers that tried to get Dundee United back to
who was manager before Neilson? I was trying to think a few minutes ago. That's right. That was the one.
Jeez. Wow.
Before that, they had.
Did I know have a? Oh no, he was. Who was it when they were relegated? Mixu Panty wasn't it?
Panty Lining.
Panty Lining.
I don't know who was the first manager in the Championship though. They had Ray McKinnon, that's right, and then
Ray McKinnon, that's right. Robbie Neilson at a point. Did I know have Peter Houston at a point?
He was there when they're in the Premiership, but he was there when they did well in the Premiership. He had like Johnny Russell in that under him.
Right, okay.
Because I think he took over after Craig Levein went to Scotland, I'm sure, because he was Levein's assistant. He did really well. He had a good team there. Chiefs in that.
Dundee United, certainly good to have them back. Just saying all that and talking about the players they had and periods that like Matt. This is a team who, you know, in the 80s were winning league titles. Good team, deserve to be in the top 6, as Mickey Mellon says. Big chance here for Dundee United as we're sitting talking about them. He's played it in. They're taking too long. Get a shot away someday. What you doing, man? Oh, I hate it when you see moments like that. You can see the frustration on Hark's face, who gave off the final pass, but don't know what. I think it was a Perry who had it last. And he just doesn't shoot, doesn't get rid of the ball, and they just waste a massive opportunity. It's went begging, and the team are gutted. You
would think Nicky Clark will be warming up the sidelines, to make a wee appearance in the next 5-10 minutes.
You'd think so.
Yeah,
you'd think so.
We've got 2 changes actually at Hamilton already. Not even 10 minutes into the second half. Ocampo's come on for Lewis Smith. I'm not quite sure who the other one was yet, but they've got Ocampo and Moyo up front now, so they're going to be a handful, no doubt. Or did he take Moyo off? Oh, he took Moyo off. So it's Johnson and Ocampo on for Smith and Moyo. But I was impressed with Ocampo last year. I think a couple of games against Rangers, he looked like a real handful. I'm sure he was the same against Celtic. Real big physical player.
That was a Celtic game where
early.
I know.
Yeah.
Must not been doing it. But it was a Celtic game where I noticed him. Everybody always says Julian struggles in the physical battles, and he was brilliant that day. I think Celtic. I watched the game. I think Celtic went on to win 4-1. But it wasn't until the last 10 minutes where they kind of turned the screw, and he was outstanding that day.
Oh, another big chance for Hamilton. They've had 3 big chances. It's Templeton with his first chance since the first half. The ball's on the right-hand side. It's cut back across.
Oh, it's just went wide.
Pokes it wide.
Kabamba with another chance there as well. Good save for the goalie. The goalie's brilliant. Parish is doing dynamite in goals.
Dundee United nearly taking a 2-1 lead there. See for this angle, it does drift a bit further wide than what I once thought. But Hark's taking a shot from outside the area. The correction wasn't that clean. If he got a cleaner strike to it could have been 2-1 United. It's very entertaining, this. I'm happy with this game now. It's turned out for the best. Ross Stewart. Here, by the way, massive chance, shoots in. Oh, what a block. Brilliant defending there. I think it was Reynolds who might have came in. But Siegrist does get to it at the end. I'm not too sure. I'll need to confirm if it was Reynolds or not. I think it was, though. But my goodness, brilliant. Ross Stewart is a player, isn't he?
Penalty!
Penalty. Got a penalty at Rugby Park.
Is either a penalty or a booking?
Penalty, Sir Hamilton too! Oh, it's a free kick right on the edge of the box. On the edge of the box.
This is the 4th time in the match where Kilmarnock could have potentially got a penalty, but it's a booking. It's a booking for a dive, and by the way, it is a dive. The referee's pulled a blinder there. It is definitely a dive from Power. Big power.
Right, the incident I've just had at New Douglas, it's Winter then left there, so he's driving forward, takes a lovely touch, goes in between two defenders, and I think it's Shaughnessy that takes him down right on the edge of the box. One of those where you're questioning him, was it on the line? Because obviously if it's on the line, it's right on the edge. It'll be Templeton to take this one as well.
I'll tell you what,
the foul.
You remember, Dave, you remember we used to take, every Monday we would talk about the absolute horrendous job that the referees do in this country controlling the games and their decisions. But today you've said the referees had made a good shot. Did you say it was a dive, aye?
No, that one was a dive, but there also could have been a penalty in the first half too.
Well, the day's game anyway over here. Referee getting a dive spot on the first half, gave the booking and everything. Referee's done well today here.
David Templeton just taking the free kick and slipped in his backside, taking it and squiffed it wide.
Have you noticed we're like 4 match days into the season? Oh, you diddy, you slipped in the box. But have you noticed we're 4 match days in now, and there's not really been a cry about referees yet? Surprising, isn't it?
No.
Yet's been a prominent word. Incidentally, Ryan, let me make a quick channel plug. So we just hit 950 subscribers, so we have 50 off that magical number. So anyone who's in here and hasn't subbed yet, please do, because not much makes me happy in life, but that would make me very happy.
Be 1,000 subscribers.
That would make me very happy, mate.
Right, Dave, don't need to make it dark.
I've always Ryan's always said that I don't know if you agree, apparently the first 1,000's the hardest. I don't know if that's true or not.
Everybody always says that.
The first 1,000's the hardest. That is absolutely.
I was quite lucky when I made my first video. I just get into filmmaking and all that, and I'd loved YouTube for ages. And I thought to myself, like, what can my first video be? I'm going to the Rangers game. Let's just make a video about that man that banged 10k views, and everybody wanted more. So I get quite lucky with it.
I was the same, like, until I started making Celtic content, it would have never went anywhere. But the minute I started making Celtic videos, I got quite lucky. Especially because I don't want to come across and sound big-headed, but I was probably the first to proper go for it with Celtic videos.
But there's still not really that. Who is, like, the alternative to you?
There's me, the Celtic Fans TV. Paul over at Celtic Fans, a great guy. I like him.
Paul the Tim?
No, I wish. Big Paul.
Paul the Tim has been spending loads of times editing his videos. He's called Paul the Trim.
Goodness God almighty. But Paul's good. He's there. There's a couple of guys as well that have mailed me that in the past that have asked for advice and help, and if I'd like to collab and stuff like that. I've just not had the time to collab with folk. But there's a couple of guys.
Good, mate. You didn't really answer my question, but hey, we'll leave it at that.
Well, I said I told you they'll turn up Celtic Fan TV.
Oh, okay.
Have
you been on there before? Do they do like Arsenal Fan TV sort of stuff?
Aye, they do like the post-game kind of go around the stadium and interview fans and stuff.
Yeah, see, you know how
I've not been on it in that context. I went down to one of the studios. Well, I don't think they use the studio anymore. They had a studio down in Charing Cross, and I went down to do a transfer special with them. It was like a 20-minute kind of sit-down interview. So it was really good.
St Johnstone down the right-hand side, but it's away.
Anyway, Dev, you've made the comeback to YouTube. You want to talk us through that? You're back after a wee layoff.
Yes,
I don't know how you find the people happy to have you back, or they call them try to get you away again.
Probably try to get me away again. That's what I would want to do, to be fair. But no, mate, I am enjoying it. I just think I just get into a wee bit of a rut, and I wasn't enjoying what I was making. Wasn't enjoying editing. Wasn't enjoying talking about the football like on camera. And I just wanted to just stop for a wee while, but now we're back and I'm enjoying it again, talking, doing things like this and making videos, and the response has been good. So the subscribers have started to go up again, the views are good and stuff, which I'm very surprised at. But it's good.
I know the exact feeling. The same happened to me. I was sitting there, I didn't enjoy it, and I was mating, and then I feel like lockdown has actually been a blessing in disguise, my channel, because that's what's gave me the kick up the backside, getting into uploading as much as I can and up my content. And I finally done it. I finally went and spent the money, got myself a camera. I feel like there's been a blessing in disguise, but I get exactly what you're saying. Big chance! Oh, what a save from the county keeper there. I believe it was a Perry that on and goal. Oh, that's a big save. Could have been 2-1, but I think
that's absolutely massive when you're making content, especially YouTube. Obviously, I've just done that. We've just done this podcast since January. So, but like even midweek there, with all the stuff that was going on in the football, to be honest, I couldn't really be arsed talking about it, all the Aberdeen stuff, all Angola stuff. And I think when you're not really interested in what you're doing, what you're talking about, the content's just naturally not as good. So, unless you're like, it's like when we talk about getting guests on, Ryan, I don't really, I don't really want to get a guest on just for the sake of having someone who used to play football. Do you know what I mean? Unless it's going to be someone who I'm interested in talking to, and we know there's someone. Yeah, unless it's someone we're interested in talking to, it's just not going to be as good. We've been lucky in terms of the guys we've had on have been good, but yeah, I think you see a lot of people who stop YouTube and stuff for a time. It just comes down to enjoying it because the content's always better when you do enjoy what you're talking about and stuff. So,
well, luckily for me, I just love making videos as well. So see when I wasn't doing YouTube, mate, I was making videos anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what my job is. So I just love making videos. So the love of videos never stopped for me and creating and all that sort of stuff. But it was just the YouTube ones, and I couldn't talk about. So big chance here, by the way, 1-0.
1-0 goal!
Oh my God! Pinnock is broke down the middle, and he's just squared it to the side of him. Kabamba makes it 1-0 to Kilmarnock, and I think it's well overdue. They've dominated this game. St Johnstone have had a chance here or there, but Kilmarnock have deserved this, and the celebrations are showing it as well. They're absolutely buzzing out of Brad Pitts. Oh, what a ball. It's a long ball over the top, and they've not been able to deal with Kabamba again. There's a mix-up with the goalie and the centre-half, who I said has been absolutely tremendous so far, but there's no communication there. Pinnock's broke through, go to the ball first, laid it back to the big man, and I think that's his first goal of the season. Could be mistaken. That actually is, because Chris Buck scored every other goal for them. So that's his first goal, and he's off the mark. Buzzing for him.
Buzzing.
And McCutton.
Buzzing out the breaking cities.
Wait a minute here. Actually, it wasn't Kabamba.
Oh, wasn't it?
No,
we've got a goal name change.
Who was it? It was Shabola. It was a big man, Shabola.
Aye, in the middle.
Midfield,
in the middle.
Yes, it was Shabola, aye. Jesus Christ. Aye, so a midfield runner there. So score correction, Kabamba did not score.
talking about Kabamba, right?
He roughed up Brown a good bit last weekend. He was getting stuck in the middle.
It's mental.
Is he a new player, aye?
See the I feel like
really?
see the thing is with these players like Kabamba. Do you know what? The Scottish game does have a really good eye for scouting, because Kabamba's came up here. He's shown he can be a really good player. It looks to be a cracking signing for Kelly. Fair play, but he was
non-league in England.
Non-league, exactly, non-league football in England, and he's came up here at the top flight in Scotland, and he's been fantastic for that point. So fair play to whoever's picking out these signings.
Oh, free kick to Hamilton, right-hand side, right near the byline. Guy was running towards the box. Hamilton are doing really well here to pile on the pressure. St Mirren defending very resolutely.
Froze here at Dingwall. It's frozen.
What's happening here? There's a red card. My days! And it's to Kilmarnock. It is Millen. Millen is walking off the park here.
Ross Millen, wow.
I'll need to see this challenge back, but I can only think that it's maybe been the high boot, stud showing or whatever. If the TV producers could just show me the highlights, that would be tremendous. But that's a big hit. Here it is. He's took a heavy first touch, and he's went in. He showed the studs, and it's a red card. He's not hurt the player, which is good. But the intent, but the challenge was there. The studs were up, and that's a massive hit. Kilmarnock just took the lead, and now they're down to 10 men.
Wow.
All they have to do now is do what they done against Celtic last week. Get every man behind that ball, protect the game. They're good at doing it.
Ross Millen's a really interesting one, because Ross Millen used to play for Dunfermline, right? And he was the whipping boy every single week off the fans. They hated him. He got so much stick, right? Then he goes to Queen's Park and plays a handful of games there. Next minute he's signed for Kelly and he's playing in the Premiership. I just can't. I don't understand it. It's a weird one, that.
I think
but
sometimes
twists and turns.
It's luck, innit, David? It's a bit of luck, and it's confidence. I think once you get, although Championship's a decent level, below that, man, it's just all about luck and how committed you are to making it. Just look at Andy Robertson.
Absolutely.
2 seasons he was at Queen's Park.
Oh, big chance for Hamilton! No, he saved it!
That's a couple of saves he's made today.
Deary me, Jack Anakin goal yet again, having a worldie of an afternoon. Templeton's got the ball, he's cutting on the right, played a lovely reverse pass. I'm not entirely sure he is. Templeton cuts in on the right, lovely reverse pass through to, I think it was, I'm not entirely sure. It's a low effort at front post. Jack Anick with his feet put it away. There's not enough pace in the shot, but that's the first time we've seen David Templeton really in open play cause problems this afternoon for St Mirren. Hamilton really lively in the second half. They're pushing for equaliser.
Right, there's a bit of tension arising in the chat, so we'll answer it quickly. Div, did you go to the Rangers Queen of the South final in 2008?
Unfortunately, I didn't.
You didn't. There you go. There's a question answered.
That was some game, though. That was some game.
Somebody put a message in the chat. It was actually, here's a flash of the past. Do you remember Alex? I can't remember how you pronounce his first name. Eremenko.
Alexei Eremenko.
Alexei
aye.
Eremenko. Oh,
Player.
He's a player. Who did he go?
Player.
Did he go to Russia or something? What a boy.
Was he not Ukraine or something like that? He was
Eremenko.
player and a half, like.
Where did he
Unreal.
go? He left Kilmarnock and went on.
Oh, Jerry, me, David Templeton.
He left Kilmarnock and headed to FF Yarrow of God knows where.
David Templeton's just had another free kick here at New Dallas Park. It's one of those where he's in the wide right on the byline. He's whipped it in, and it's another one of those in swingers, and it looks like it's one of those where the cross is just going to dip in at the far corner, just slightly over tip. But Alec left it, and that almost dipped in the top corner.
Templeton seems to be making things happen here for Hamilton.
Second half, he was quiet in the first, but in the second half, he's really starting to come to life.
He's going to be a big player.
Yeah, I think so. That wee reverse pass he played for that chance there was just a thing of beauty. There's no one else in the pitch that would make that pass. Everyone thinks he's going to shoot and just reverse pass, lovely. But he's starting to come alive. Hamilton, yeah, they've been the better team in the second half. And a really, really, really good game, this.
What's your go-to meals at McDonald's then, boys?
For me, Ryan, it is a 5-piece chicken select meal.
5-piece chicken, never been. I've never heard of it at McDonald's. 5-piece chicken select meal, can't go wrong with that. It's a beauty.
Oh, aye.
I'm more of a basic man myself. My go-to is, I must admit, a Big Mac meal. I just love it. Classy.
See, I'd have a three-piece.
Really?
I have a three-piece chicken selects and I play double cheeseburger.
See, if I get a Big Mac,
the chips.
Any chips?
Nah.
Yeah, I'd have that.
I'd have a McFlurry after. You got to have a McFlurry after.
Ah, you can't get chips in a McFlurry. Jeez, jeez. I get I usually get a Big Mac, my large fries, 6 chicken nuggets. Then if I feel it, I'll eat McFlurry. And it's probably why I'm cripplingly, immobile. We'll say.
Are the chat fighting today? I've not really been paying much attention.
No, they weren't fighting. Somebody was just saying we went to the chat or something. Somebody's apparently being a pain. Right. But aye, we've answered the question. The 5 chicken select meal with a chalky milkshake. Somebody says, "Do you know what? I must admit, not a fan of milkshakes. No McDonald's ones anyway."
I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan of the chocolate one. I would take the strawberry and the vanilla over that.
I like the chocolate, mate. I'd quite happily go a McDonald's milkshake, man.
See, me, I don't even...
Great with a hangover.
I don't even like chocolate ice cream, though. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm not a fan.
I'm just vanilla, mate. I just take vanilla.
We've got a technical issue here at Hamilton, and it's not a technical issue on my part, I'm pretty sure, because it's just come up saying the video file cannot be played here.
That happened to me a couple of moments ago. You've just got to go through the links and then go back. It will be back when it happened to me. But games kind of slowed down here at Victoria Park, but Dundee United are trying to make the most out of it. There's not many chances from that one a bit earlier on. I was telling you about Ross County looks strong at the back. They've brought a lot. It looks as though they're playing a line of 5 now, Ross County at the back. Dundee United stick with a 4-4-2, but there is still no sign of Mr. Nicky Clark. Nicholas Clark is still not arrived.
Well, talking about substitutions, there has been one here. Pinnock, the man that assisted them for the goal, has had to make way for McGibbon. Obviously, just a wee tactical substitution there. I feel sorry for Pinnock because he bust a gut to get them that goal, but he's had to be sacrificed due to the red card. And St Johnstone are grown into this. They've had a couple of corners, but they're not getting chances yet, which is what they need, of course.
Yes. Of course. But
this could be a perfect game for Brophy now to come on, because Kilmarnock was sitting in and Brophy could come in here and get them on the counter and deal with the final blow.
Tell you what, a question for you, Big David Buick. I've got a question. You were very optimistic about the appointment of Callum Davidson as St Johnstone manager if they lose today. It's not the greatest start to their season. Of course they have been sadly, disrupted with the antics of Aberdeen, but do you think he can still recover from the start of the season?
Well, so this is what their third game of the season today.
Aye.
So they went, opening day they played away at Tannadice, so we're down to 10 men, they came back and got a point and could have had all 3, played very, very, very well. They had, who else did they play? Battered off Rangers, which, most teams in the league will probably cover the same fate, and then today they're only a goal behind and they've got a man advantage. They might nick something. So, no, I still think Callum Davidson will do a good job. And I think, I wouldn't say they've had a dreadful start. They've only played 2 3/4 games.
I forgot that one of the losses were actually to Rangers. But here, keep forgetting about Aberdeen, man. I know they've only played one game, but they're going to be bottom of the league, boys.
That's what I was saying as well. Like, obviously, those players haven't thought about the consequences for their manager. There was already pressure on Derek McInnes last season, massively, and now potentially for me, they might not win another game until all the players are back or whatever, and that's going to leave him in a bad situation. Bad.
Just quickly, boys, on Big Obika up from St Mirren, just twice in the last couple of minutes, they've had a 2-on-2 breakaway. And
big chance here for Dundee United. He's nipped in front of the keepers. They're going to go in the back of the net. It's rolling, but it's just went wide. A ball somehow roguely made its way beyond everybody in the Ross County team. The keeper comes out. I think a Perry gets on to the end of it. And it gets before the keeper gets there. It just nicks in, but it goes wide. It's just rolled wide. I thought it was going to roll in the back of the net. A big relief for Ross County. It would have been quite embarrassing to concede that. It is still 1-1 in Dingwall.
If anybody's wondering why my facial expressions are so vivid when Ryan's talking about that game, is because the only team I'm waiting on for the old Cootham, minus the late kickoff. So big up the County boys. Go on, the Dingwall.
The County have got their backs to the wall. And Dave, I'll tell you that for nothing. United are the better side at the minute.
I tell you what, I've got 13 minutes left. No, sorry, 17 minutes left here at New Douglas Park, and this game is so finely poised. There's going to be another goal. I've not really much doubt about that, but I've no idea who it's going to be. Hamilton got the better chances, more of the ball, but see now Obika starting to look really dangerous in the break. It's going to be a really interesting end to this game.
So what are we all having for dinner tonight, boys?
I'm actually, as soon as this is finished, I'm going out. So
you're back to work tonight, boy.
Tenants for dinner tonight, mate.
Oh, right, okay. Same.
Looking forward to it.
I've got no idea. I think I'll probably have a wee Chinese, man, because I'm headed out straight after this. I know I'm going out to a retro football store to see.
Is that the one doing the Barras?
Aye, mate, aye.
I've no bit. Aye, is it the one they film open goal in?
Aye. So go ahead down there.
I want to take a trip down. I only found out that it was in the Barras yesterday. My pal was telling me. I might bounce down. I'm going to bounce down there during the week or something. I can't do it, sadly, but
I don't know if they're open.
Oh, I think they are. I'm sure they are. My pals phone them or something to keep it open.
Psycho Mike says, Ryan, are you hungry? You keep talking about food.
Oh, I'm absolutely bloody starving. Absolutely bloody starving.
The stream here at Kilmarnock is breaking up to
France.
Yeah, I'm starting to have a few issues here with this Hamilton one for the first time.
It's gone quite smoothly. Ross County had their issues a few minutes ago, but we're back.
Best you had so far was
can he keep it in here?
Well, we're back, and there's a chance. It's Benjamin Button. He's ran out of the park, boys.
He's ran out of the park. Dear me. Do you know who that reminds me? Just that whole line of commentary. Chance, ran out the park. Oliver Buck. That's who that is.
Oh, story of his life. I'll be back in a minute.
Slept with football. Absolutely slept with that football. Apparently, there was. I can't remember which rag of a newspaper I was putting out. He was coming back to Celtic. Was it the?
It was a Daily Record.
Oh, was it? Right, okay.
It was a record, apparently it's one of the front runners. So, making his way onto the park, it's a big substitution for Dundee United, and I'm sure Div will be happy to know that we are in fact receiving Nicky Clark. He is on
Div's got carried on the coupon. He won't want Nicky Clark.
I know, I'm being sarcastic, mate.
All right, sorry, mate. The tackles are absolutely flying in here at New Douglas. St Mirren have now got a bit of the ball, just kind of keeping off Hamilton, which is kind of what they need because, let's start the second. Well, I'll say the start of the second half. We're almost at the end of it. Hamilton have been on top, but yeah, it's 15 to go. I think we all about 15 minutes to play, so it's going to be an interesting final 15.
It will be.
Fancied my chances there and net him off without St Johnstone doing anything.
You want some good news for your Cootham, Div? Nicky Clark has made his way onto the field.
Goal for United coming. I know, goal for United coming.
See, it was sarcasm.
It took me a while to register with it as well. You had to explain the sarcasm.
Well, maybe you should also go then, David, because you couldn't see driving home the other night because you don't even wear your glasses on TV and you get slagged off. So why don't you just stick to Specsavers and I'll do the game.
Champagne Charlie. There's only one champagne
big chance! Big chance! Oh, Ross County coming close to make it.
You bastard!
He's hot. He's holding his head in shame. Ross Stewart's realised what a chance he has missed Oh my goodness, ball given into the box. He has all the space. He goes for it first time and he falls on strike. You know, he doesn't stay in his feet. His footwork's all the other place there. He slipped. It's 1-0 still. Ross Stewart, look at him, man. He knows he's gutted. He's walking away there in shame.
I am ashamed of him as well. Do you know how I was calling him a good player earlier on in the programme? Won't take a flying chance.
It's like,
a save, Jackie! Dearie me!
Again! Are you joking?
Jackie boy!
Again, is he? God,
so
man,
this is absolutely mad. So I thought there was going to be a free kick to St Mirren. So let me just watch the replay here. It looked like there was a high foot from Winter on Fraser. It wasn't given. Dropped to Templeton. Lays it off to McMahon, who's coming in from left back. Strikes it low, and Jack Hannick again with that left leg saves and keeps it out. He's made so many saves that left leg this afternoon. He'd be a good one to have in your fantasy team because he's determined to hold on to this clean sheet. St Mirren on the break, actually. St Mirren on the break. It's Obika to Marias. Oh, it's a good ball. They're in. It's got to be. Oh, it's well saved by Fulton.
It's the tension that kills you. It's the tension
what
that kills
a game up there.
I know. It sounds like you've been buzzing all week for that game. I know. You picked it right.
It absolutely end to end this.
Aye. Somebody leaving a very interesting comment. I'm sure you'll cover it briefly, David, but somebody's asking your opinion on that. Oh, wait, big chance, Ross County. Oh, Reynolds, what a play. I'm telling you, big Reynolds. He's been missing for this division. He's been missing for this division.
Fantastic last week.
He's been brilliant today for United as well. Somebody's asked about your thoughts on Ashcroft got to Dundee.
Not really that fussed. I'm finally going up anyway, so it doesn't affect me. I'm saying. No, listen, he'll do fine. He's solid enough, but see when he's out of form. Dearie me.
Corner Ross County here, by the way. Corner Ross County, ball swung in. Oh, can he get a connection to the end of it? He's put it well wide. Ross County are getting chances here. They've had 3 or 4 in a row.
Ryan, you've got Devon strings here, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, odds on Ross County have already scored, and he's having me on here.
I know it's actually 4-1 Ross County. I've just been
UFC tonight. Are we watching, boys? UFC tonight.
If I am watching, I'll be watching with no interest because I don't believe in that scripted nonsense.
Are you what? Richard Tate's just been booked for a hefty challenge. Hamilton coming forward again, but this St Mirren are looking really lively on the break just now. Obika is still on. He's a lot of running.
Big substitution for Ross County there. Cook coming off and Lewis Reid coming on the park. Fantastic.
Oh, I think there's going to be a booking for simulation at St Mirren as well. It's
Dundee United are making
this a shocker of a dive. He's nutmegged Hodgson, and wait till you see this. Oh my God, he's nutmegged Lee Hodgson. Hodgson's tripped over his own ankles, and then Darvish is just falling over beside him. That's a beauty of an incident.
There's a lot of diving going on today.
Yeah.
Plus subs getting made for Dundee United. Dylan Powers making his way into the game. I'm not too sure who's coming on beside him. I think it might be Cammy Smith. Not too sure, but definitely Dylan Powers making his way onto the park anyway. They've not really showed me the other game.
Same here, Callum Booth and David Witherspoon coming on. So they're going for it. But there's the Broth, the Wolf. The Wolf is on the sidelines as well. He's pulled the shots up for the money shot, so his quads can be in the picture as well here as he makes his way onto the field.
He loves it.
He does. He loves it. Loves a wee bit. There's a water break going on and all here. I don't know. But
oh, what a chance for Hamilton. Oh, it's Justin Johnson on the left-hand side. He cuts back to whip in a left-footed cross. It's not even a chance. It's just they've gone close. Cuts on the left foot.
Nicky Clark and goal! Dundee United are up 2-1. Nicky Clark has came on. He's done it. We were talking about how big he would be, but Nicky Clark has only gone and done it. 2-1. Ross County have just slipped big time. Mickey Mellon looks as stone cold as anything, but Nicky Clark has given them the lead, Dev.
Fair enough. We say that he's a good player, isn't he? So I want him to do well in the league.
Brilliant for Nicky Clark. Yeah,
it's a sickener because the final game, the only one I need, Hibs to beat Motherwell for 175 quid, boys. No.
Wait, so what did you have? County to win or a draw?
County to win, mate.
Aye.
County to win, but that's a fat chance.
A few chances too. Oh. Anyway, incidentally, that chance by Justin Johnson, he cuts it in on the left foot to whip a cross in, and it's looping, it's curling, and it's just like it almost scrapes the post. Annex he realises he's in trouble once it's gone over him. Hamilton's so close to an equaliser yet again. Tell you what, they'll be hard done by if they don't get it this afternoon. They've been very good in their second half.
Sounds like it, man. It sounds like they've had a lot of chances, just not being able to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah,
Unlike
just
St
really-
Johnstone.
Yeah, no chances for the Saints.
Nah.
No chances at all.
Have they
Tell you
got
what.
Stevie May on? That's when you know it's game over.
No, Stevie May isn't even on the part either.
I've always said the English Premiership has never been the same since the departure of Arsene Wenger and Peter Cech's bonnet. See up here, we need people like Big Donati back. We need players like him. We need the characters in and around the game. We need Mark McGee managing a club.
I think Jack Annick's injured here actually. Physio's coming on. He's just like when goes.
That could be massive.
Siegrist
He's
has
just
to come
sitting. The
out.
hands are holding him up. He doesn't look comfortable at all. Physio's on.
Siegrist really disappointed with his defence. Oh, it's went to a black screen as a corner's about to come in for Ross County. What are you playing at? It's back now. Got him. We're back now. United. Okay. Corner though, Ross County. Big one there. Siegrist having to do all the work. The defenders looked lost. It's got to be Viggers to swing this one in. And if it's anything like the last delivery, there could be a chance on the end of this. Viggers swings it in. It's going over everybody. Oh, County come close there. Still 2-1 United.
It looks like a hammy for Jack Annick. Now, how a goalie can do his hammy, I've no idea. But that's what it looks like.
He must have been out last night.
Let me have a look at this when he stands up to see how he's. It's definitely. Well, it's either his hammy or his backside. He's holding that region.
He was at it last night, wasn't he? That's what it is. Be a bit tight.
I don't think he's coming off though. He seems to be. He's lumping him a bit, but he's staying on. They wouldn't want him to come off though. He's been in fine form this afternoon. He'll be determined to hold on a clean sheet. It's 7 to play plus stoppage time.
What, Dave? You said it quite a bit. You said it to me. You said it at the podcast. People shouldn't just be looking out for Shankland this year. They should be looking out for Nicky Clark.
Yeah.
What a player.
Yeah, I mean, a very well rounded attacker as well. Link up play very good, but also got a natural goal scorer at the same time. So, yeah, I think he'll do very well.
We could share there.
So, final, just over 5 minutes in all three of the games. All very finely poised. I mean, it could still be, good or bad afternoons for all the teams.
Close chance here for St Johnstone.
St Johnstone chasing that game,
About time they had a chance.
Trying their best, but that's their first chance in donkeys, so they're going to need to do more than that.
Sitting here waiting patiently for something to happen. It feels like we are on the cusp of another goal here. It's no done. Nicky Clark has changed the game. He's been marvellous since coming on. Ross County are, they're going full pelt here, but I don't quite get why they're going for this back five. Look, they've got the wingers.
Oh, it's a lovely play from Hamilton. Johnson, who's done really well since he's come on. Templeton skip past his man. Ocampo back. It's come out wide. They've still got it here. They're looking really good in the attack here. Crossed into the box towards Ocampo, and it's away. It comes out. They're keeping it alive. They're in St Mirren's box, pretty much capped them with the ball. They can't break them down just yet, though. Cross comes in again. Handball shout, not given. Hamilton got them pegged in here.
Tell you what, boys, it's been a very entertaining day of football by the sounds of things around all three grounds. I think we've all done quite good.
Even your game, it didn't start off well, but it's turned into a really good game.
Really good game. Aye, it's been good. I've really enjoyed it today. Really enjoyed it. A lot of people talking about the online gambling. Remember, one thing, when the fun stops, stop.
Correct. I stopped a while ago then.
I know we still stopped a long time ago. I could one. I've not got one. But...
No, I don't. But I tell you what would be a really good topic for a serious podcast for someone who knows what to talk about. That would be, because it absolutely maddens me when like the Brian Rice stuff last year. The Scottish FA charging them for betting, but yet all the leagues are sponsored by a gambling company, and so are both are domestic cups. So it does my head in that. But anyway, we'll leave it there. So Hamilton still captain St Mirren's half.
I'll tell you what. 5 minutes to go here, and it could go any way. Look, Ross County have got the quality to score 2 goals. They really do.
Do they look lively though, Ryan?
Yeah, looking really lively. And I must admit, they are looking lively. Both teams are looking lively though. It's been really entertaining the last 10-15 minutes or so. End-to-end stuff. Dundee United are definitely playing more of that kind of like counter-attacking style football. They're waiting till they get the ball, launching it up, getting Nicky Clark on the end of long balls. They're doing it well. Ross County a lot more building up with fast-paced passing, but they're getting up the field. They're making chances. They're getting a lot of set pieces as well. It could go anywhere, genuinely.
I think there's a big chance here for St Johnstone, but it looks like I'm looking through one of the things that makes everything go fuzzy and stuff like that.
Save.
It's a goal!
A goal! Goal!
The stream had frozen on David Witherspoon with the ball in his hands as if he's gone back towards the centre circle, and it's 1-1. He's came on, he's made a difference. Davy Witherspoon, by the way, who I think is St Johnstone's best players, came off the bench. It's fell to him here at the back post. Shocking defending for the right back there, Kelly. He just passes the ball straight to their winger. He gets cut back, and it's a goal. It's 1-1. Davidson will be chuffed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unreal.
Wallaceburn obviously knows he's got competition with the left-hand side of the Canada national team with Alphonso Davis, so he's trying to put his claim.
I mean, I felt Alphonso Davis's run last night. Did you see that?
Wallaceburn could do that, not a problem.
Whatever he does, Witherspoon can do better.
You know who else could do that, Dev? Fraser Aird could do that.
Fraser Aird, aye. Of course he could. Did you not see him at Cove Rangers?
Mate, I saw him at Dunfermline. He used to do that with his eyes shut, mate. What a player.
Correct.
We'd all just miss players like Landry Guemo. You just don't know.
Landry Guemo was a good player, was he not? No?
By the way, brilliant Nicky Clark, beating 2 men. He's taking on the third now. 3 men chasing him down. The can't they're chasing shadows. Nicky Clark taking them for a walk. I'll tell you what, in the 88th minute of this game, my man in the match today, he's only been on the park for 15 minutes, but he's changed it big time. Nicky Clark, my man of the match. He's got what could be the winner for Dundee United. There's Ryan's man of the match at Victoria Park this afternoon.
Early.
Well, very early shout. Well, actually, only 2 minutes plus to go.
Oh, he's giving him a yellow. You're joking. That's got to be a red. Referee.
What's happened?
Oh, Ross County starts a terrible tackle on Peter Pollett, and this is a boy who's, struggled with a lot of injuries in his career. That's a shocker of a challenge from the county defender. I'm not even sure what defender. It was Donaldson. Donaldson goes in really badly. Oh, that's a straight red for me. That is a straight red. Stud showing. Oh, I think he saved himself for coming in through the front. If he came into the back or whatever, I don't know. I can't, but it's a red card for me. But Donaldson's been given a yellow. Big free kick opportunity for Dundee United. It seems the frustration is now shown for Ross County.
Another chance for UK Darmas here for St Mirren, saved again by Fulton. But yeah, just over a minute plus stoppages to go. I think there'll be a good bit of stoppage time. There'll loads of subs and a couple of injury stoppages. Hamilton have got to start throwing the kitchen sink at St Mirren. They've got to go long to the big fella up front. Saints have still got the ball. Another low effort saved again by Fulton. There's been so many shots in this game. I'd love to see the stats at full time. Shots, corner, shots on target has been everything you'd want this afternoon. I'd quite like another goal though, just to see if St Mirren can clinch it, or will Aki's nick a point, because otherwise it looks like a really bad start for Aki's.
Good one.
This is heating right up now here because it's anybody's game. Kilmarnock obviously down to 10 men, but St Johnstone are piling on the pressure. But if Kelly can get herself a wee counter-attack with David Brophy on the park, can get a goal.
Sent off again.
What's that?
Sent off again for Kelly, I forgot.
Oh, Millen.
That was it. It was Millen.
He's
90
off.
minutes played here. We're waiting to find out how long will be added. I have a feeling it'll be a few minutes. Ross County gone for this, so takes out Seagrass there. That's poor. Free kick to Dundee United, I think.
I'm still on 88 minutes. I think I might be a bit behind.
You're in the 90th now. Second half may have just started a wee bit later. But the last to kick off in the second.
No, I was in front of you at one point.
Then, God knows. Right.
90 minutes and I've run into some stream issues. This is a nightmare.
Stream issues as the game has been wrapped up. Well,
this is where Hamilton scored as well.
That's the big question. It's not quite done, but who's your man of the match, David, at the whatever it's called stadium nowadays?
I tell you, it's a difficult question because both sides have been really good, and I think you'd always give it to the winning team. But see, this afternoon there's been a really good performance from Hamilton as well. I'm probably going to go for Marias for St Mirren. He's missed chances, but he's always been lively, and everything good that's come through has come through him. Richard Tate. Actually, you know what? I'll take it back. I'm going to go for Richard Tate. Richard Tate's my man of the match.
Big Ricky.
No, I think he's made a lot of saves. There's not, if he'd let any of them in, though, there would have been mistakes, if you know what I mean. There were saves he absolutely had to make. I'm not even sure I'm able to watch stoppage time here. This is all just going to pot.
And then finally, Div at Rugby Park is your man of the match.
I've got to give it to the St Johnstone goalkeeper. Yes, wee bit of miscommunication with the centre half for the goal, but other than that, it'd have been a cricket score here because he's made some massive saves. Parish. So yes, he's my man of the match.
Alexander Clark.
I think he's disappeared. He's not even in the squad, Ryan. I don't know if he's off.
He's still. He must be injured. I feel foolish now though because I put him as the most underrated player at St Johnstone.
Because the gaffer doesn't rate him. 91 minutes and 50 seconds here at New Douglas Park. They've gone long towards Ogcompo. They can't win the second ball. The Mirren are so solid. McAfee's at the back's done really well.
4 minutes have just been hit. Right, this is confused. Right, there's 92 minutes played on the top left, but the board has just went up for 4 added minutes there. So don't quite know what's happening.
It's ahead, isn't it?
The clock must be running a wee bit fast. unless I just forgot to hold up the board.
But I've just seen another picture of Brian Rice. He looks absolutely roasting, mate. He needs a cold pint after this one. Like a tough afternoon is old Brian.
As long as he's doing it in his house, though.
Jim Goodwin looks fresh as he's got the t-shirt on. He knows the score.
Is that a wee three-piece suit he's got on now? What's it?
No, it's not even a suit. Like he's actually not got the suit jacket on. Thank God. He's just got the shirt, but he's got this blue shirt, and it's just like it's horrific. It's a real bad one. I don't even know how to describe it. He looks like he works in. I'm not sure. Some sort of council office or something. He just looks a bit. Looks like he hates his life just now.
Oh, right,
but it doesn't match because he's got like dark grey trousers on, a blue top and a red tie. It's a bit of a mess.
What about the shoes? What shoes is he rocking?
I've not been able to see the shoes, to be honest.
We pair of Saturday night sliders.
They look like sort of like fucking brown loafers or something like.
Oh, right. That's what he's got.
Loafers.
But anyway, the Jack Annett's just been booked for time wasting, incidentally. St Mirren have the ball in the corner, 93 played, they've now got a corner themselves. That should be enough to see the game. They've been good value for it. And I tell you what, we all laughed at Tony Fitzpatrick, but they've had a good start to the season, St Mirren. And again, that 6th spot is up for grabs for all these teams.
Good manager, really rate him. I think he's a good coach. I think he's changed a lot. Remember when
full time at New Douglas Park, it is Hamilton Academicals 0, St Mirren 1. John Obika with the first half goal. Hamilton, so many chances in the second half. They'll be kicking themselves. Big win for Saints though.
That is a good win for Goodwin there, by the way. Unbelievable.
There's a headline, a good win for Goodwin. That's a good headline there. Or you could just, go classy, just have good dash win, whatever you like. Just chatting absolute nonsense now. We should be coming up to an end here. I'm still quite confused as to what's happening. Oh, big chance, Dundee United. There's been a mistake at the back. Oh, his touch is horrendous. Ollie Buck, is that you? Oh, I thought it was him. Oh, chance still though. Dundee United still going for it. Could be 3-1. The defenders recovered. Touch was like Ollie Buck, man.
Not a lot happening here. There's a free kick in the Kilmarnock half to Kilmarnock. I think they'll just look to take the points now. I think they'll be happy with a 1-0 unless something miraculous can happen here.
Well, it looks to be the end here. I think there's a free kick to Dundee United from deep in the park. I believe that could be the last bit of action we will see today. That is really disappointing there. I think it is, who was it? It was on the run. With a touch like an absolute waste. That touch
Baby Elephant.
Baby Elephant, that's what you're looking for. It was, I think it might have been Luke Bolton. Could have been Luke Bolton.
What's the chance here? St Johnstone! It's 2-1! Oh my God! O'Halloran has just turned on the afterburners there. It's another mistake for the Kilmarnock defence. Have absolutely shot themselves in the foot in a game that they've dominated for large spells. Michael O'Halloran, by the way, wait till you see the replay. He turns on the afterburners and he scores a goal. And I've just had the stream cut off just after it, so I can't even see the highlights. They say that it'll be back shortly. So even the Kilmarnock media team have packed it in. So, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's 2-1 to St Johnstone. Unreal. Wow. Here's the highlights now. It's just a long ball forward. And I think it's Cut Broadfoot that comes across, tries to pass it back to the goalkeeper. It's short. Michael O'Halloran's on it, takes it on right foot into the back of the net, and it's 2-1 to the Saints.
What a day for the away teams this afternoon. 3 away wins.
Time here at Victoria Park then, and Peter Pollock got the first after they went down 1-0, but Nicky Clark absolutely changing the game for Dundee United. Come on, won it. late in the match, 10 minutes to go, in fact, and it ends 2-1. Mickey Mellon has finally got a smile on his face. Stone cold the whole day, as I said. Stone cold, just straight, but brilliant. Fantastic result for Dundee United, and what a return to the top flight they have had.
And that's it. It's all over here as well.
Oh,
I'm looking on the Sky Sports app. They're saying the game's finished. My stream's still going on, though. But aye, that's it. 2-1. They've snatched it right at the death. And Kilmarnock still winless in this season.
Wow.
St Johnstone leaped them into 7th spot. Kilmarnock.
Ryan, what was that about Callum Davidson, mate?
Oh, I was going to bring it up. Callum Davidson with a massive result there. First 3 points of the season for them. I'm going to try and take the league table on screen for everybody now that the games have been wrapped up, just so you can all see what we're looking at heading into tomorrow. But what a day. It sounded like we all had entertaining games there, boys. What a weekend.
Yeah, cracking game at New Douglas. Could have gone either way, but 100%. And a lot bit of late drama. Absolutely what I was after.
Unreal, by the way.
Point for David's game, we'll touch on very quickly. Brian Rice, he'll be thinking to himself, we have just threw away 6.2 home losses on the bounce in games that you would, as you said at the start of the stream, want to go for a win, and he doesn't get them today. David, what are you thinking?
You know what the most frustrating thing is for Brian Rice, though? You watched their game last week. I watched the game against Celtic, and I thought for a large part of that game, they showed real promise, especially the first 20 minutes at Celtic Park. I thought they looked really good. Today, I thought they were very good second half. Very, very, very good. Great chance after chance. They're really lacking a natural goal scorer, and that's gonna be what hurts them. I think. I think there's enough positive to take from the performances that he'll think that he can turn it around. And Hamilton, they will turn it around. I've no doubt they will put some results together. But yeah, there are 2 games they would have wanted to win. They've got nothing to show for it. So a tough start for Hamilton.
Right, well, as we quickly move on to the next part, we'll be wrapping things up over the next 5-10 minutes. I imagine, give our inputs on all the games and all the rest of it. But here's the league table, boys. There we go on screen. Rangers still at the top of the table. I'm sure Div will be happy to see that. Hibs in second. Ross County, despite losing, stay in third place. Massive win for Dundee United, sending them up to 4th. St Mirren in the top half. Celtic in 6th. St Johnstone and Kilmarnock are now 8th in the table with 2 points. Motherwell, Livingston, Aberdeen. And you can't quite see it. It's been cut out. But rock bottom of the table, I can show you right now, in fact. Hamilton Academical with 3 losses. Massive result for St Johnstone, the last minute winner. What are you thinking, boys?
I'm just thinking that Aberdeen have played 1 game and Hamilton are still bottom. What is going on there, honestly?
Again, there you go. 1 game played and Hamilton still bottom of the table. It's been a nightmare for Brian. When are they going? Who's their next game, Hamilton?
I'll tell you what, though, I just said there that they need a goal scorer. Let's look at a goal difference already. 1 scored and 7 conceded. So it's going to be an area that he needs to address.
So they have got the likes of Jamie Hamilton there at the back. They had O'Donnell training with them, but he's now went to Motherwell. They need to get players in, you'd think, because 7 goals in 3 games.
Listen, Templeton in the second half looked good. He took a while to get going, and the more games he gets, he got sharper. Lewis Smith's a good wee player. Moyo and Ockenbo are big physical lads, but they're not natural scorers. They're going to need goals from all over the park. They had chances from all over the park today. Callaghan had a few, Smith had a couple, Winter had 1, Moyo. They all had chances, and they couldn't find the back of the net. Obika, though, for St Mirren, he scored goals for them last season. He did it again today. Massive win for Jim Goodwin. They're sitting in 5th. Tony Fitzpatrick, so far, has been vilified with that top 6 claim.
Well, I'll tell you what. Nicky Clark, for me, today, what a performance from him when he came on the park. He just was so lively. And you can understand when you see him do that why he didn't start the game, because he came on 15 minutes to go or so, 20 minutes to go, I think it was, in fact, but he came on the park and he scored obviously 10 minutes into that. But when he came on, Dundee United were certainly the lesser team at the point. Ross County looked like the ones making chances. I had Div on the edge of his seat waiting for them to get a goal. And I mean, Nicky Clark came on and he changed the game. Brilliant stuff from him today. And Dundee United, I mean, Mickey Mellon, what a job he's doing so far. And I'm telling you, Shankland, they don't need to worry about no having them just now, because if Clark has got to do that, they'll be sorted for the next few weeks.
I think when they get him back, though, can only be good things.
Madness, you think it could actually
absolutely
happen. Of course, we've got some more games this weekend that I'm sure everybody will be looking forward to over the next couple of days. Even tonight, in half an hour's time, we've got Hibs taking on Motherwell at Easter Road. Tomorrow, big gamer. What you thinking, Div? I think Rangers are going to go to Livy and win.
I do, mate. I would say 2-0 Rangers, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was more or it was closer because, as you said, Livingston are a hard team to play against. It's a hard pitch. Although they get absolutely battered off of Hibs, they responded well midweek there. So expecting a hard game, but I think Rangers will have too much in the tank. 2-0 to Rangers.
I tend to agree with that. If I'm honest, I think Rangers will win again.
They'll win again.
Yeah, they look good. They look good, and listen, they've got Stephen Gerrard's got to emphasise to his players how big a chance they've got at the start. If they can get that 11-point gap, that will just be huge, I think, already. People have questioned their bottle, their mentality. It's time to really show it. And this, it's the start of the season hasn't really been the issue for them. It's been midway in the turning point towards the second half. So I think tonight's game's going to be a cracker, though. Motherwell have had a shocking start to the season, really. I mean, really poor.
Last week with a hat trick again.
Well, even if Nisbet doesn't, you've got Deutscher, who, the chances of one of them scoring is pretty high. You've got two scoring strikers, we've said it so many times. It'll be a good game. I'm sadly going to miss it tonight, but yeah, I'd fancy Hibs.
Well, yeah, if Hibs pick up the victory as well, David, that means that they'll go into a game next week, Motherwell versus Hamilton. That will be absolutely huge.
Lanarkshire derby.
But if Hibs win the night, they're going to stop the 10, boys. I'm joking, but I think if anybody got anything to chip in, we're now at 5 o'clock. I'm sure we're all hungry and go and do our own things. Anybody want to say
ready for a 10?
Nah, just thanks for having us on, boys. It's been good. It's been good in the chat.
Pleasure as always.
I have been abused a couple of times in the chat. Hopefully that improves. If I ever make another appearance, but it was tremendous.
I thought you've been abused enough in the chat.
No, of course we've had a few in here, a few supporters in here, but aye.
Yeah, and also everyone subscribed, mate. We're 45 away from 1,000. Get subbing. Let's hit it.
Well, Div's back on YouTube now. His content is top notch, boys. Apart from when he's talking about Rangers, we'll leave that out. So, hi, go ahead.
What's he like, eh?
I know.
Just
don't subscribe then if you don't want to hear about Rangers. Getting on, mixing it up a wee bit here and there. I'm not just talking about Rangers all the time, but try to make it a wee bit more broad. Talk about the SPFL that we've just done here, and I just have a general good time.
Thank you very much. We'll surely have you again sometime when we're doing this, and I'm sure we'll have a good laugh again. But that's it. Make sure to like, subscribe, guys. Thank you all for turning up. Dave, I'll see you in Mush somehow during the week or something on Zoom. I imagine, because we know the distance.
We'll be back with this. This is going to continue next week as well, hopefully. So yeah, we'll see you all then.
Fantastic. See you after, troops. Enjoy. Don't get too pissed tonight. See you after.
Yeah, see you.